Oh yeah, Super.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Sorry about
Technical
that
issues.
intro.
Technical issues. It frozen.
It did freeze.
It
Hold
frozen.
on, let's try that again.
Let it go.
There it goes. That's it. And we can talk over it this time.
We're professional.
We're professional.
You know what?
We're
so
Too late.
Is this mine?
No.
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 Yours is
Professional.
up there.
Oh, okay.
We put it up because you weren't here. It got cleaned.
Is that like to remember me?
No, it got washed. So it went up there because it's been washed.
Oh, I see.
Professional.
Professional.
Either who, welcome
Welcome
back everybody to the
everyone.
post.
It's a post-credit show.
Not the Brian show, the post-credit show. Where we talk about games and movies we've been
Things.
playing and watching and all sorts of other sort of junk we've been doing.
Yes.
I'm Nick.
I'm Tony.
I'm Brian.
Welcome.
Welcome, gentlemen.
Yes.
Um,
Yes. What a week.
I've
What a week.
been doing lots of stuff. Do you want to start?
Sure, why not? Game-wise, I beat the story mode in Xenoverse 2 Dragon Ball.
How was that? Is it a drag or was it more?
It actually keeps going pretty good,
Okay,
which is
that's
it's
good.
nice. I had to at one point. It does actually give you level not requirements, but suggested levels to beat certain things. So the last story mission, it's like, oh, we suggest you're level 50, and you're only level 47, and I was like, okay. So I did some parallel quests and leveled myself up and like boosted my stats to nobody's business. And if you do enough quests on the little Namek planet, like subplanet thing, the guru, the grand guru guy, will actually make it so you can increase your power beyond 100.
Of course it would.
So
Because it's all power levels.
it is. So like when you're changing your attributes, like my health is 90,
Right.
and my punching, I like increased my strength, so it's like at 100, but I can now go to 125 with everything just to push it past that extra. So when I punch someone, it's got that extra oomph.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the fun part of the game, and I'm not sure how high a level I can actually go.
Unlimited.
If it's unlimited, that'll be awesome, because
That
I do
doesn't
want to do
surprise
that
me.
one day where I can just make that character, and that circle of his is just like anything I do just instant kills
Just
everything.
There must be a way for that.
Story mode pretty good. Like I said, like we were talking during the break. Beerus, the god of destruction, is involved in a good portion of the last part of the game.
Right. So if those not familiar with it, Beerus was introduced in the Super line of Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
He's a god. He's a
and
cat.
and
He's a
like
cat.
every Dragon Ball thing in the last fight in the game, you start doing pretty well, and then something happens and the person powers up. And again, it's not like the show where it's like half an hour later the person powers up.
It's like Dragon Ball Kai.
This is Dragon Ball, where all of a sudden it's like, oh no, like something's going wrong and the limiter that I put on this thing is gone haywire, and all of a sudden he's got this extra juice and you're fighting again. So it's like beat him down that time, and then he comes back one last time in
Of
his
course.
final form because he absorbed something, and all of a sudden becomes super duper powerful, and you're like, oh no.
Just like the show.
And just like the show, guess who shows up to help you?
Everyone.
No?
Goku.
Goku. So Goku shows up and he's like, it's about time I get to repay the favor. And you're like, why are you here? The only problem with that last fight is those 3 consecutive fights you are fighting with the same health bar.
Oh, so it's a bit of a challenge.
So for the first time in that game, I brought items into a fight. Because you can actually, like, there's health recovery items.
Yeah, it's not so much a fighting game as much as it is like an RPG game.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So I brought items into the game as soon as I could refill my health the one time. Like I used one healing thing to boost myself back to full health.
So it doesn't
for
sound
that
like it's a
last
huge
fight.
challenge.
It was when I did it the first 2 times, because I'm like, I got this in the bag. I've only lost a few fights in this game. Got to that last fight, and he has
wiped
one
the
move
floor.
that just, like, you get close to him and he can do it, and it pops you back and does a decent enough amount of damage if you have 1 health bar left. Which by that time in the fight you kind of do.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh no. I kept dying, and I'm like, fine, I'm bringing sensu beans in case he knocks me out. That way I can revive myself, and I'm bringing in, like, healing stuff. So I loaded to bear with, because you get 4 buttons for items.
And-
So I loaded up, and I'm like,
and
I use
in an RPG fashion, like you don't use them during the rest of the game because it's like you never know when
You
you
never
get
know.
more.
Yeah.
and that's the nice thing about Dragon Ball, like Xenoverse, is there's an item store,
Oh, okay, that's good.
and you can buy items appropriate to your level from that store.
That's good.
You can buy them with the TP points that you collect from doing stuff, or you can buy them with the Zenny
With the Zenny.
that you get. So either way, you can buy the stuff.
Solid games. It's all right.
Yeah,
I think we purchased it on a discount.
I got it on discount.
Because you got it for 50.
No, 40.
40. Because I bought it for 30. I'm like,
Might as well.
gives me a cartridge to lick.
Oh,
So.
mine's digital, so I do. I like the parallel quests more. Because you play through a lot of just the older stuff.
I don't like the visual style of it personally. Like Xenophon.
I don't mind.
I think though, now we talk about how the Switch can get bogged down in terms of like lower frame rates and stuff like that. It's kind of a rough comparison between that and the bigger versions of that game. It's a very big jump. I mean, it's still playable where it is. It's very playable at the resolution and frame rate that it's got, but seeing how what a Dragon Ball game can actually do.
Well, and again, like it's no, and it's definitely not.
It's not a fighting,
fighters.
and it's not a fighting game, so
And
you don't need to have the Twitch reactions.
If you do though, boy howdy, my combos get massive. Hercule at one point because you can do quests for him to become his bodyguard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Hercule.
But he has it at one point where he's like perform like a 35 hit combo, and I'm like, oh man, like that's tough in this game to pull that off. So I did more of the training on how to actually combo, and because if you get into the punching thing, so light punches, you hit them and they fly away because you hit them hard enough. They Dragon Ball. Chase them down, you get another smack in, which sends them in a different direction, which you follow them again, and if you hit the light attack button, you get a bunch more like.
Are you sure we're not playing the same game?
Jabs in, and then from there they fly off, and your combo's kind of done.
Yeah.
And I was like, how am I like you get to 24 that way? And I'm like, how do I get that extra 11? If you hit the B button and you have stamina left, you can actually teleport behind them and keep going. So all of a sudden I teleport behind them and do like, one of the energy attacks, and that'll hit them another so many times. And then if you have other people in your party, they can also hit them, and that adds to that combo. So at one point, and I don't know where it was because I never actually saw myself do it, but Hercule, like I passed that one and kept going, and thankfully it counts as past combos.
Oh.
Because he came with me another one, and he's like, 65 hit combo, and I'm like, what? And then all of a sudden the thing appeared above his head, and he's like, good job. And I'm like, thanks. Thanks, Starfjord.
Thanks, Starfjord.
Starfjord?
Forge.
Fjord.
Yes. So he's like, do this, and I'm like, and he's like, congratulations, you did a great job, and I'm like, what? I did it at some point, and I didn't realize I did it.
Cool.
So that was good.
You didn't realize how awesome you were.
Starfjord.
I also enjoy the character customization piece of that whole game. So unlocking costumes and doing all that stuff. It really is.
Does Fighters have it? Sorry, I'm like...
No, Fighters is
Fighters does not have a customization.
It probably has alternate costumes for certain people, I'm assuming.
Not really.
Oh, because see, that's the nice thing about Xenoverse is, like, if you pick Goku as a character, you can get Goku. You can get Goku in, like, his gi is all torn up to, like, shreds from every movie and show ever where he's been in the middle of a fight.
Oh, there's customizations for that, but just not in the fighting portion.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Because that's the thing, like, before you go into a fight in this game, you can select essentially all the costumes that they've gone through. Yeah. And my thing is there's costumes in the game that I don't have yet for characters that shouldn't have alternate costumes. And I'm like... And then it's Xenoverse, so everything's a little bit wacky, so at one point you come up and Trunks and or Goten is all like, Yamcha's gone insane! And you're like, what? Is Yamcha? No. I'm thinking long-haired.
Krillin?
No, Krillin's bald.
Long hair.
Tien is the
also
three
bald.
eyes.
Bald.
Who's the useless human?
Yamcha.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
Yamcha.
Yamcha. Okay, good. Either way, it's like he's gone insane, and he's gone like Kaioken times a bajillion, and you have to fight him to bring him back to his senses.
Yeah.
But you unlock that character as a fighter after his like crazed Yamcha sort of thing. So like there's Yamcha, and then there's insane Yamcha.
Insane
and you're
Yamcha.
just like, interesting. I already have Brawly as a fighter.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, all right. And everybody's fairly balanced. Like, some people are better with keys, some people are obviously better at punching.
Yeah, because when you start the game, you choose where you want to initially spec your character out.
Okay.
And I went overall for my first character.
I think I went key.
I went key with my...
Because it's like, oh, you're choosing a Friesen race. They're all really good at key. I'm like, oh, okay, and I'll just double down and...
I went key with my human character that I made, because that's my thing now that I've beaten the story, is I'm like, I'm gonna make one of everything! But my Namek, I have now made average height, but I went for, like, the max body thing, so he's just, like...
Built like a tank.
Like, you see him next to Piccolo, and you're like, you might be taller than me, but I could squish you with my hand.
Power levels.
So... no, that game I've had fun with.
It's a solid game. I just don't know that I would have paid $80 for it.
I would not have paid $80 for it. Doom was
get it on discount.
Get it on discount. Yeah. Doom, I've made it further in. That's a fun one to have just on mobile, like on handheld. It's been nice. Nothing notable to say about that one, but it is fun. I've enjoyed it.
If you play Doom on the PC,
you play Doom.
You play Doom.
It is Doom on PS4, PC, everything else.
I do miss first-person shooters, consoles. Mouse keyboard is like once you've gone mouse and keyboard for half these games, it's very tough to like all of a sudden.
That's why I haven't really picked it up on the Switch, because I know that I have a better version of it on the PC.
And it is, and I have it on the PC. Like I say, it's nice to be sitting in, sitting on a break or something and being able to Doom and just like shoot the hell out of everything. Because, like I said, that game nailed the feeling of Doom.
The action, speed, the intensity of...
The fact that I have guns that just don't run out of ammo, essentially, is...
Yeah, or no, I think not even just running out of ammo, just not having
to worry about reload.
It's not reloading. Not reloading is the crazier part about that game.
Yeah.
Like, that little detail was so nice, because you have a shotgun and you're just like, boom,
boom, boom, boom. Or then you walk up and then you just rip their jaws open.
Right, which I do half the time anyways, is you just hit the melee button.
You want to do that.
The other piece to that one is to... They do slow you down, so when you get an upgrade, my shotgun now has explosive rounds. Well, they only happen every so often, and only when I'm in iron sights aiming.
Right.
So that
every weapon has an alternate fire. So I think the shotgun's got that one.
Yeah.
The pistol has got a... No, the pistol doesn't have one.
Pistol, you can upgrade, but it
can't upgrade, but every weapon's got a special alt fire, and it's got a cooldown meter to it.
Yeah.
The rockets are pretty good.
So you don't reload necessarily, but there are cooldowns to certain effects your weapon can have. So that's how they balance that piece out, which is nice. They're not just like running around.
And on top of that, it nails the speed of Doom, regardless of which platform. I mean, we've talked about Doom forever.
Yeah,
it's great game. Good game, great game.
Yeah, love it.
It's cheap on PC. I think it's like probably like 30 or 40 bucks. So it's like it's 100% worth it.
Just looking at what I've been filming for movies, nothing. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I'm on my 8,000th rewatch. If that ever leaves.
Burgers is on Netflix now for us.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on Netflix that got added.
Netflix. I really need to watch Altered Carbon. Apparently that's kind of wild.
Yeah, it's supposed to be good.
It's very dollhousey.
Yeah, it's supposed to be good. Game of Thrones is coming to Crave at some point, so I can actually watch season 2.
Watch those.
But why?
Like I said to Chris,
but why?
Like I said to Chris when we were watching it, like he gave me the Blu-rays to season 1, and my biggest pain was legitimately getting up and switching Blu-rays. Like you finish an episode and you're like, and I'd say to him, like, you know what, like Game of Thrones doesn't end an episode, especially in season 1, at a point where I'm like, must know what happens next. But when it just goes to the next episode, you're like, all right, I'll watch it.
You've got me, Netflix.
You've got me. Like I'm sitting, I might as well watch you. Whereas the Blu-ray ends and it's like put in the next disc to continue watching. I'm like,
remember when we had to do that with VHS?
I'm going
to do that with VHSs.
only for a couple movies. Yeah. I never had seasons of shows.
Laser discs. Where you, halfway through the movie, you had to flip it over.
The big dash.
and then you watch the rest of the movie.
Yeah. Classic.
So that's my thing. Is like I think now that it's on coming to Crave, which again has all the HBO stuff, which is good. So they already have the licensing done. I think I will be more inclined to actually watch and finish Game of Thrones because it ends, I hit go, it starts the next one. I don't have to like
get up.
That changing disc screen really killed the momentum of Game of Thrones for me. I'm like,
remember when Lord of the Rings was on multiple discs for?
Yep. I still have those DVDs.
I remember that.
I still have the extended DVDs.
Yeah, multiple discs for a single movie.
I know, it's like all of a sudden DVDs come out and it's like, oh man, they can fit so much stuff on these things. Then it's like you get those.
Peter Jackson's like, hold my beer. Hold my beer. Extended 3-hour cut.
Other than that, Thimbleweed Park I finished last week. I already talked about that.
Yeah. Solid game. Definitely on my buy list.
Other than that, I'm playing with you.
Yeah.
So-
Do you want us to talk about our
So let's
deceit?
talk. Oh no, we talked about. Did we talk about deceit?
We talked about
Oh, you
deceit
did talk
last
about
week
it?
without
Oh, okay.
you.
Yeah.
We laughed at you.
Yeah, because you guys were killing me.
You were like, oh, I'm the
Okay,
infected.
that part was great. As we're on team
And then-
chat, after we explicitly go, let's not tell each other if we're infected. And not only do you give yourself away,
He
but
gives
you
me
give
away.
Tony away too.
Asshole.
And leave me going like, do I kill them?
Asshole.
And it's like, no, I'll wait till they do something
Stupid.
Stupid.
Oh wait, he already
Give
did
them
something
some-
stupid by giving himself.
Well, no, but I'll wait till they drink blood and I catch them, or I'll wait. And I did wait until one of you was a monster, ran into a room, the lights came back on, and you weren't a monster anymore, and it's like, got you now. Boom, boom, boom. And then the last game I thought was still great with Brian seeing me drink blood. And we talked about it afterwards where it was. It was the two of, like, Brian froze, and I'm going, he's not sure whether to shoot me or not because we're friends.
He's playing the friend.
And he did. Like, we talked about it, and he's like, I wasn't sure what to do. Like, I saw you drinking blood, and it's like, do I shoot?
I was like, oh, what the hell?
And it's like, yeah, play the game, shoot Nick, I shoot him back. But Brian made the fatal mistake of not telling everybody that I
Yeah.
was the monster first.
So he let everyone know first.
I lied. And then Tony was my teammate, so he lied.
Yeah, Tony was like, no, it's totally albino.
shooting at other players.
And that
with
solidified the, yeah.
I was like, damn, you too. It's like, oh,
yeah, that's
Tony. Wait, and then it hit me
It's
like, Tony must be infected too because he's helping him.
in a
Yeah, and
vacuum.
Brian's the only one who's like, I know who everybody is, but no one will believe me.
In a vacuum, that game is fun.
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
For a small stint, that game can be enjoyable. And
But
like I said,
it's
I think
free to
that-
play. Nature brings out people.
I think that game will be enjoyable, would be more enjoyable with 6 friends.
Friends, yeah.
Where you're all being, morons to each other. And it's like, no, it's actually this person. Would I lie to you? Yes.
Yes, you would.
Yes, you would.
Asshole.
Exactly. So,
That game is the old-fashioned Mexican standoff.
we played
Yeah.
that. Brian and I have continued our ventures into the forest. So I talked about it last week where Brian obliterated his computer and lost his game save.
Yeah, how's that working out?
It's okay.
And it's now
The
reverted.
Witcher is saved though, so I can continue
Oh,
my
good.
Witcher adventure.
So some Steam stuff actually did its job, not the forest. So we restarted his character, essentially had to go get all of his items back, which isn't as bad.
No.
Once
yeah, it
one
wasn't too
person
bad.
has everything, we're good.
Yeah.
Then we got chainsaws. So our mansion is now on its 3rd floor.
Yeah. The forest is dwindling.
The forest around us has subsequently not forest anymore.
So it doesn't grow back? The trees don't grow back?
It does,
It
but
does.
it's
We've been-
slow enough.
We've been chopping.
we took enough of a chunk out where...
So you're clear cutting.
Yeah, Brian went nuts.
Because, yeah, you guys have a cart now that holds 12
Yeah.
logs instead of 6.
It holds
Yeah.
No, it holds 12 instead of 11.
Yeah. And what's that little thing you found out about the more trees you cut down?
The more trees you cut down, the harder or the more the cannibals hate you. And the more they'll show up. So the more you clear cut, the more they're like, what are you doing to our forest? And they attack.
So that's why we've been having this pest problem.
Yes.
So you just sit around and do nothing.
We've built more traps. We've built a variety of traps. We now have noose traps. So they hang them upside down by their feet.
Oh, noose. I thought you said news traps.
No, like
Yeah.
noose.
Fake.
Yeah.
Just get them in fake news.
And then big
news.
deadfalls.
They have big deadfall, so a branch actually just falls, like a log just falls on them and squishes them.
Yeah.
And it's got like extra sticks attached to it in case the log doesn't hit, the sticks do. All the traps, luckily in that game, take 1 stick to reset up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Please don't change that, Dev.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like the dev has done a very good job of, it takes this to build it, but it would be very unfun if it took this many ropes and that to reset this thing back
it would
up.
be awful.
I was going to say, there's a lot of resource management involved if that is the
It
case.
would be, and
Would
the
be.
lovely part is it's not totally resource heavy. Like someone even
Yeah.
online was like, well, stuff keeps respawning at the plane.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to happen? And people are like, well, yeah, because if you couldn't get meds
Oh,
and you couldn't
gosh.
get you'd last 3 days.
Yeah.
Like,
You'd have to
guess.
forge so much.
Thanks,
Thanks,
big
Big
Josh
Josh
boy. Wow,
All the subbing.
all the subbing. So that's the thing is like, yes, we have built ourselves, and our initial house that we built, we're destroying that.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to build like a defensive tower because that is technically the middle of our base. With catapults. So we were going to originally do...
you
last
have,
week
like-
when I talked about it, catapults were going to go on the 3rd floor of our house. The house is now a house. We are going to...
There needs to be crossbows now.
We're going to build our way across... There's guns in that game. You can actually find guns. We have bow and arrows.
Yeah.
Our
you
next-
can get the big bow.
Our next step, I think, is to find the better bow and arrow.
Yeah.
Because we've been using the bow and arrows more as we've gone higher.
You're
The
just-
bow and arrows have become much more useful in a, like, shooting
You
capacity.
can probably get a composite bow or something like
It
that.
is.
Yeah.
It's a composite bow.
We've nicknamed him Legolas.
Because I ran on walls one day. I got on top of our, like, pointy wall, and I was running across it going... "Fa-toom, fa-toom, fa-toom."
You should come join us again one day.
Yeah.
One day.
You can help us build our defensive tower.
Or be cannon fodder. Monster fodder.
We'll get you a katana and everything.
Everything.
We know where they are. We flagged
We
this
flanked
space.
them all.
Safe.
Yeah. Hey, cannibals, we'll be back.
BRB.
BRB. We have to go get him gas anyways. He ran out of
I
gas.
ran
in
out of
his
gas for my chainsaw.
Oh, well.
So,
That's what happens when you clear cut.
honestly, though, the chainsaw, if you do it right, cuts a tree down like...
So fast.
Because you
Yeah.
you just start at one end and turn the other way, and as long as... Like, if you're at a weird angle, it
might
doesn't
make it
cut.
worse, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you just use the modern
The-
axe that we have.
carbon
and it-
fiber
Yeah, carbon
axe,
fiber
yeah.
axe, and it takes it down in like 6 swings.
Yeah.
So all in all, like, we're really good at chopping trees down now.
You're good at getting wood.
Yeah, we're really good at getting wood. We also have a houseboat and a large raft in case we need to escape onto the pond.
Yeah,
There's
but
a
what do you
small
do after
pond.
that?
We wait for them all to drown.
Oh, okay.
Shoot them with our bows.
Yeah.
Is arrows unlimited?
No, but we can make
No.
more. We have
Yeah.
the sticks and the
feathers
the
and the
feathers
sack.
necessary.
Yeah.
Well, we build birdhouses
We
that
should
give
put
us feathers.
like
every day.
I should put a arrow bin on our boats too, just in case.
We should put arrow bins on
Just
them,
put
yeah.
some more.
Either way,
Yeah,
like that's
the forest.
The forest is fun.
the forest.
Brian and I also, I looked. I got the email, which is why I even thought of. No, I didn't get the email.
Which email?
I, for whatever reason, was like, oh, WoW's coming out again. Oh, I saw someone post something on Reddit, and I'm
Oh.
like, I should look at that because the new expansion's coming out.
Right.
So the pre-release essentially is happening now. So if you buy the new expansion, you have a chance to unlock the new races
Before the official game is.
before the official game,
expansion.
before the expansion comes
So
out.
what is the advantage of that?
You can make a moose torrent at this point
Yes.
Okay.
if you actually
It's
go
so
through the.
So if you
steps.
do it, but you don't buy the expansion pack, what happens? It's just you can't play
You
it.
can't play
you
it.
can't make a moose torrent.
No.
So you
But
can
you
do all the stuff you need to do to get the moose torrent.
Oh, I follow you.
You can get all the
Yeah.
achievements and do all the quests and get all the reputation you need.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I've seen some people play with those characters.
Yeah.
Already,
They're out,
so
'cause,
they're out. Like,
like,
you can play as them already.
when I was my alliance guy, so my regular dwarf hunter, and I was doing the stuff to meet these new people, the alliance kind of got boned.
Yeah.
We get a new dwarf race,
Dark Elf Dwarf or Dark
the
Dwarf?
Dark Iron
Dark
Dwarves,
Iron
and
Dwarves.
they don't come out until the expansion's out.
Yeah.
So there's new trolls and new dwarves, and we don't have them. They're part of the
Yeah.
story.
Right now, it's just the Taurens and the.
Taurens, elves, and Draenei. So the Draenei, who the alliance already have, we can get a new version of the Draenei.
Yeah. And they look like just like Paladin Draenei.
Yeah. And then we can
Like-
get a new race of elves.
Void Elves, right?
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
So they're like demon kind of vampire-y elves instead of the regular night elves that we already have.
Yeah.
So it's like we can unlock those. So I went to do that, and all the people around me are unlocking. Like
Oh,
they're getting
getting
the achievements for doing
Ah.
the prerequisite stuff, and I'm like, oh man, there's going to be so many of you people already by the time I get into this, because there's a lot of questing to be done. And Brian and I are at the point where to unlock the moose, we bought the expansion. Because did you send me a message, or did I send you sent me a message? Because you saw me on there, I think.
Yeah.
And then went, are you pre-buying? And I'm like, I'm looking into it first before I go. And then I text him the next day going like, yeah, I bought it.
Yeah. And then
So he bought it, but if you buy it, you can boost one character up to max level.
Yeah.
So Brian and I are like, let's...
So that you're ready for the expansion.
So you're ready for the expansion. So we're like, let's do that, and then we'll work towards getting the moose with that character, with those characters.
Yeah.
So we did that, but now we have to grind reputation by doing quests
a lot of reputation
for these moose, but it's a ton of rep.
Yeah.
So we are pretty much...
Would it be easier when the game comes out?
No,
No.
because then you leave that race behind. essentially.
Oh, okay.
So like,
Wow.
what is it? Each quest gave us 150 reputation.
If it was a decent enough quest. Some of the
Yeah.
quests gave us
75
75 reputation. We need 6,000 to get to the next level.
Yeah, so if it was
And
3,000
the next
to
level
get...
being the Moose Torrent.
No.
No.
Then after that, we have to get like 12,000.
12,000. So it's 3,000 for us to get to normal.
There must be
performance
like
we
a
did
partner
last night.
boost or something that
Nope.
if you're doing it with people. No.
There's not even a tabard. that
There's
you
not
can,
even
like-
a there's not even a something like it's not like we could run the same dungeon 600 times.
You have to do different ones.
We have to not even do different ones. We have to do daily quests that hopefully pop up in that zone that give us rep towards those.
the faction we
that
want.
sounds way grindier than what I'm.
It is super
pretty
grindy.
Like that is grind level.
So that's why yesterday
that's
we
like
got,
Final Fantasy level grind.
we got to the first
Monster Hunter.
we got to friendly with these Tauren, and I looked at Brian, like I said to Brian on chat, going like, let's stop.
Let's take a break.
Let's break, because otherwise we're just gonna wear ourselves out by doing this over and over and over again, like trying to get this up. Let's just take a break and either go play the forest or just, let's go to bed sort of thing. So we just were like,
Okay.
and then this morning I got on because I thought I screwed something up. So our last things yesterday was the last expansion brought class halls into this game, which is where you went to improve your legendary weapon and all of that,
All that
jazz.
stuff.
Except you can change which legendary weapon you have. So each class has so many specs that you can do. So I picked Shaman and I went Healer in case we need to get into dungeons. I should be able to get us in relatively quickly
Yeah.
because I can heal. But when we're out questing, it's fairly useless.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll spec to Elemental. And I didn't want to go with Enhancement. Because Enhancement gets Doomhammer, and I feel like that's the worst storyline ever. This hammer that has no actual mystical abilities in this game. If you've played Warcraft forever, the Warhammer came from a guy named Warhammer. And it was named as such because he held the Warhammer.
He was
And
a Warhammer named Warhammer.
It was a giant hammer that killed people. It had
So-
spikes on it, and it was big, and people saw it in fights and went, oh crap, there's that orc with the giant hammer.
Yeah.
Then it got passed through the story of Warcraft 2 down to Thrall during Warcraft 3. He got the Doomhammer, and that showed him as leader of the orcs. That's all it did. Again, no powers to this hammer. This hammer has no mystical
So
abilities.
is this like a highly sought after weapon?
It's more of like an heirloom.
Yeah, think of it as like, you know how Aragorn in The Lord of the Rings has that sword?
Yeah.
But it has no actual... Like, it's not fancy. It's
No.
just... It's a named sword. It's done a lot of crap. It's seen a lot of fights.
Yeah.
That's the Doomhammer. Somehow in Legion, the Doomhammer, because of whatever Thrall did in one of the other expansions, was like, you're not worthy to possess me anymore. And he had to let it go. So he passes it on to your shaman. Because you are worthy of the Doomhammer's power.
Sweet.
To enhance your power as a shaman. And I'm like, it's a hammer! Like, you're talking about handing Luke Skywalker's lightsaber over to the next person, assuming that with it comes the power of Anakin
Luke
Skywalker.
Skywalker, yeah.
Like this thing holds the power of Darth Vader. Nope.
No, it's just a lightsaber.
It's just a lightsaber. But they're treating it like it's this. So I'm like, you know what? Screw that. I'm not even going for that weapon. Either way, I went to the person to give me the quest to get the next.
they give you the
to get
weapon.
this other. No, to get this other weapon. And they're like, which weapon do you want? And I'm like, this one. And they're like, cool. You should change specs because to do this quest, you need that's what this thing involves.
Sure.
And I'm like, no, I don't have a weapon if I change specs. So it's like, okay, that's cool. And then I didn't know what happened to the quest. And I was like, oh? I'm looking through my quest log and nothing tells me, to get this other legendary weapon, this is what you have to do.
So wait, you're in limbo?
And no, so I'm like, where is it? And for whatever reason, I had a quest in Pandaria. So this morning I logged back in before you guys got here because I'm like, I'm going to see if I can get that quest again. Go and talk to her and get this other weapon. And so I went on with my dwarf to see what his was because I know he's in the middle of doing a quest to get his bow.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm like, I might as well just get it. And the lady was like, oh, no, here's the quest that you're supposed to be doing. And I'm like, okay. So I'm looking at that quest to see what it's under. and it was under another stupid thing. So I ended up going back to the orc, and I'm like, why does it have me going to Pandaria? Which is 2 expansions ago.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm going to go there and just finish this off. And I get there, and there's a giant mystical lion that's all like, oh, you're after the elemental, like, fist of blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yes.
Yes.
Yes, I am.
Why am I going here for this?
Yes, you are correct.
I don't World of Warcraft.
And I'm going there because this weapon was a Pandarian weapon that someone couldn't handle, and it's been sitting in this, like, temple forever because no one can handle the power of this weapon except me and how many other, like, elemental shamans.
Thousands.
So I end up picking it up. So now I have that weapon, and thanks to the new expansion coming out, I did one more quest, hit the button, and I have maxed out that thing's power level. So now I can do damage, or I can switch off to my other one and heal. So I now have those options, and I'm like, whew! Thank God, because I thought I had put this quest into limbo. So
now you are weaponless.
well, yeah. Now I'm like, so I can never be like an elemental shaman again.
You just dropped that ability.
I did. I can no longer be, and she wouldn't give me the quest for even the Doomhammer because you have to finish one to get the other.
Yeah, excellent.
So I'm like, oh man. But I found it, so now when we quest, I can actually do more damage.
Okay.
But if we want to do dungeons, I can actually
Watch those
heal.
numbers go up higher.
He'll actually just copy.
Watch those numbers go up even higher.
You'll actually be useful?
I will actually be useful.
You say
hey
lots
man,
of times.
I made us jump down and die, so...
Those are some big numbers, just saying.
Yeah,
Big numbers. Watch
Big
numbers
numbers
go up.
Just watch the numbers go. So, yes. I have...
Wowded.
We wowded. I forested. And that's all I have been doing.
Mm-hmm.
And Xenoverse, obviously. I finished that off. So that's me, and that's partially you. I don't know how you feel about the forest in World of Warcraft, but...
Oh, it's the same.
The same. Ditto.
I don't know. It's
Ditto.
going back to WoW. I like leaving
So,
WoW.
How
going
often
back.
do you play WoW, I guess is another question.
Last time I played WoW was probably like when Legion
It was
first
at the
came
beginning
out.
of Legion, because we played together again.
Yeah.
Like, we keep doing this. New expansion comes out, and Brian and I are like, woohoo!
Woohoo! And then we
don't
quit.
I can name specifically the moment when I stopped playing WoW. When I stopped playing with you.
Yeah. You're welcome, everybody. I suck you all in, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm done with this game.
And then we're all like, I'll find it.
Fine, I guess we won't play either.
I actually put that as, you know when you don't renew your subscription, they ask
Yep.
you why? And I'm like, because my friends stopped playing.
Right.
They're probably going to hunt you down one day and be like, you need to keep playing, Nick, because
and
two people don't play because of you.
If it helps Brian, on any of my thing, my subscription hasn't lapsed in 6 years. So they're like, he's still playing. He might not log in, but he's
We're
still
taking your
playing.
money.
These guys are liars.
It's like my friend Nick stopped playing. Here's his account and everything, and it's like, Nick still sucks. I don't know what your problem is. Like, he's still willing to play.
Contradicting.
More StarCraft just to unlock my war chest and get the
Playing
cool
footsteps with
skins.
Tony. There's
Trying to just do some Heroes of the Storm here and there, but I am really getting bored of
I'm
that
not
game.
motivated. I tried looking into some of the heroes of this, like the Overwatch characters.
Yeah.
Hanzo looks kind of cool.
I was gonna say because Hanzo's out.
Yeah, Hanzo,
Genji is still really powerful.
Yes.
Every game there's a Genji, and every game like that team usually wins because he is just
He's too fast.
so much damage, and he can get out of a bad situation so fast.
Or he can like pick off people who are running away.
Yeah, yes he can.
See, 2.0 was supposed to be this revitalization, and it really wasn't.
No, it's
Heroes
I
of
don't know, I don't-
Overwatch is basically my impressions.
Yeah.
See, and I understand how much Overwatch they've put into the game.
And that makes sense.
Because they
it's-
had to catch up. Because
Yeah.
one of the new heroes is Maeve
Yep.
from Warcraft.
Maybe, yeah. But still, it's not enticing me to be like, hey, I'm gonna like get back into this.
Honestly, I feel like they need to bring that to the console.
They need to. I don't know
They
what
need
to do.
They need
like,
to bring that to the console. I think that would be.
Do we just all need to play together again? Like,
I
is
think
that
so.
the
I think
shtick?
it's you need to play with people. Like
Yeah,
if you
you
play
will,
by
yeah.
yourself, there's just I don't know. Like I
Random.
play with random people, and it's just like these people get frustrated and they get angry, and then
And I
you
think
lose,
that's
and so,
if we all play together, then we're screwing out what 2 other people.
One.
Yeah.
One other people.
And I feel like I'm not getting anything
Is it a
out of
5-on-5?
this game. Like
Or is it a 4-on-4?
it's 5-on-5.
Yeah, so 2 other people.
Yeah,
So-
you'd be screwing out 2 other people because
Yeah.
it's like 3 people that are incredibly coordinated and really bad at this game.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say coordinated, but not good.
Yeah. Like, I think when we had that Cho'Gall thing, too, that was kind of fun, because we were learning to play as one thing.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
Yeah, that's got a synergy to it.
Yeah.
Imagine playing that with randos.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That's
exactly
there's no
what Insanity is
enticement
like.
for me to play this game, because I feel like I'm not getting anything from it. I don't know.
And again, I think that what came with 2.0 is they changed so much of like what the currency could do and what this could do, what that could do. It's like the rewards aren't rewarding anymore.
No.
I think that's probably more of it. And that's World of Warcraft right now. Like Brian and I, by the time we were done yesterday, I'm sitting there, like, that's why I said we should stop, because thankfully, and I think I said it even yesterday when we were playing, we couldn't find quests that gave us reputation. And I'm like, this is going to be the longest grind ever.
I wonder how.
And we finally found a quest line that started giving us the stuff, and like I'm sitting there going to Brian, going like, this is finally starting to feel like a game again, because at least we have an objective.
Yeah. When you have no objective,
when you are a rudderless ship going into the middle of the ocean, you're just like, okay.
Yeah. Like I see Anthony on there playing Heroes of the Storm all the time, but I'm like, no, I just.
And again, Anthony was pretty serious about it.
Yeah, he's very serious about that game.
He's very into it.
Yeah,
and that's fine.
It is.
And that's fine.
It's just not fine to play with us.
Yeah, we're super casual.
It's super casual. That's like Kevin playing PUBG with us.
That's.
You can do it, Kevin. You can do it. We are your cheer squad and
he's like,
fodder.
He's like, okay.
We'll help you find out where the enemies are.
I do enjoy. We do become much more coordinated with him.
Yeah, and he is chill. Like I talked to him the other day, and he's like, "Oh, it was still fun. Like playing with you guys is fun because you guys are a fun bunch of people." Like he said,
I was gonna say, like he probably plays with a lot of like
very serious people, and for him, it's
a lot of people
relaxing.
take that game really serious.
Yeah, playing with us, he said, is relaxing and fun, and he can just shoot the shit with people.
Which I'm glad, and that's what we do.
And the point about that game is, you get in, you have a match. Maybe it's a shitty match.
Yeah.
You go back out.
You go back in.
So it's like the idea that you can.
But I do enjoy how like when we're playing with him, we're like the bad guys, and we're using the numbers, and we're doing this, and we're being all slow, and then we get together and we're like, "There's a guy to the northeast. There's a guy over there. There's a guy." And
I just got shot. I got shot.
There's numbers. Remember, there's numbers.
I got shot. Where? I don't know where I am.
Guys, leave me to die.
We're the most useless idiots ever. And then all of a sudden, Kevin shows up, and we're like,
"Oh,
guys, we got this. We got this.
Coordinated. Flank him.
Still die.
Go over that tree."
But at least I can relay information before I go.
Yeah.
Drop all your items as you're crawling away, so it takes some time.
There's this trail of crap behind you.
You're not getting all my stuff in one shot.
You're gonna have to walk and get it.
So like StarCraft is StarCraft, but there's an objective for me right now to unlock these cool skins.
Oh right, you have to unlock stuff before you can't unlock it anymore.
Exactly. So I have 55 days. Like I have a ton of time.
Yeah. Is there still like an event going on for StarCraft?
The second war chest.
Yeah,
second war chest.
Because you put money into these, don't you?
Yeah.
So he has to put money into
it's
the
not
war
that
chest,
it's like
and then hope to
$15.
God he can finish the objective before that time expires.
Oh.
So and like StarCraft, it's fun. When I play with AI, if I play against real people, gosh darn it,
that's a different story.
There's just no point.
Got to learn to micromanage, yo.
Yeah, microing and macroing at the same time.
You need to micro your macro and
hotkeys.
Hotkeys,
hotkey your hotkeys within your hotkeys.
Play with one of these.
Yeah, just play with one of these.
Oh yeah.
Is there a button that says win on there?
I could make one.
Yeah, program it to just say win.
Yeah.
And then you'll win.
Yeah. So what else? I watched 2 movies that I thought were really good.
Go for it.
Seven Sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's with what's her name? Who's the lady in Prometheus?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
A lady who's also in
Sisters. Look, I'm putting Z's in things now.
Yes.
Fighter Z.
What Happened to Monday?
Yes. So it's also called What Happened to Monday.
You lied to me.
It has
called
2
What
names.
Happened to Monday.
It had 2 names. It's because when Netflix, so it originally started with
they're all a bunch of twins.
They're
They're
septuplets. Yeah.
They're septuplets, and then they all live one life.
Yeah, because
they all
in
have a
this
day and a
world,
night.
Well, there's people in this film.
yeah,
Right, so
there's a lot of big actors in this film.
So my understanding is that it's like a one-child policy.
Yes.
In this universe, right?
Yeah. If you have a second child, they will. I'm not going to spoil anything, but they will pretty much. Yes.
They'll do stuff.
So.
But so there's 7 of them, and they're all named after a day of the week.
Yes.
That they are responsible for going out and leading the same life. But Monday,
They're all
is
supposed to be the
the
same
one
person.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
In a world where families are limited to one child due to overpopulation, a set of identical septuplets must avoid being put to a long sleep by the government and dangerous infighting while investigating the disappearance of one of their own. It's a good thing there's 7 of them.
Yeah.
Who gets that 2 days once one goes missing? Who gets to go out? Who gets to go out free twice?
You'll see what happens.
holidays, no, no
I've
one
read,
has
I've read the Calvin and Hobbes where he makes clones of himself. It does not work.
It does not work out. They just make more clones.
Because everybody wants to go out.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
That movie is actually really good.
I heard about it.
Rated R for reasons.
Yeah.
Thanks for the sub.
So children do
Dan
not
Boys?
go watch that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I guess it's whatever your parents let you do. But anyways, what other movie did we watch?
It's called TV Mature. Ooh.
Ooh.
keeps
Now
doing
following. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Subscribe and following.
Um,
Noise.
I can't remember the life of me what other movie I watched, but it was pretty decent as well.
What did you watch it on, Brian?
I don't remember. I do not remember
Brian's
what.
like, I watched a movie.
It
I
was
played
streamed.
things.
It was streamed, but I do not remember.
It's a good thing I'm on a podcast
I should
where
ask-
they talk about
I
what
should-
they play and watch.
I think I watched Seven Sisters. Like that was. I got to talk about Seven Sisters.
Remember to talk about Seven Sisters.
And then I was like, oh, I watched another one, but I don't remember what it was. But it was good. I don't remember what it was, though.
Come on, Brian.
So maybe if I
Get
remember.
on. Come on. Get on. Come on.
But other than that, I've been playing Breath of the Wild some more. Just, you know.
I've been toying with the idea of rebuying it, but then I realized I don't need to.
I
buy it.
rebought it.
I know. I'm not in the state. I don't need to buy a new game right now.
I should
Or
really
a
go
real-
after that motorcycle in that game.
Apparently, it runs out of energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything runs out of energy in that game. That's my problem
Your
with that
stamina
game
runs out of
entirely.
energy.
And I realized that it rains, like, so
All the
everyone
time.
knows it rains all the time. The characters in there also do complain that it rains a lot. I've been talking to characters and I'm like, oh my god, it is raining again. And I'm like, so Nintendo knows that they put a lot of rain in this. Like, their own NPCs.
It's so that when you're crawling up a mountain, you're just like
Yeah, you just,
in the middle of the rain, you're just like.
it's like that.
Yeah,
And like,
just
you have to
hang
find
on.
I'm
another
surprised they don't have a
route
gear that lets you climb in
the rain.
I'm
So,
surprised with all the expansion, like the DLC stuff and
Yeah.
all the extra
Rain
stuff that
climbing
comes out,
gear.
there hasn't
Rain
been
climbing
rain climbing
gear.
Rain climbing
Or
gloves.
updating the climbing gear to be like,
You know what? In all honesty, with the last DLC, they should have come out with like climbing rope that just let you go everywhere.
yeah.
Like see
They
what
did-
happens.
They gave you a motorcycle.
Yeah, but it doesn't let me go anywhere. It runs out of energy.
Well, your stamina will too. Yeah,
Yeah.
like a climbing rope or a grappling.
Something that just lets let us explore and let us break the game at this point and just go nuts.
Yeah.
That's and they have confirmed there's no more DLC. That
Right.
sucks.
No,
that
yeah.
sucks.
They are actually in development of the new Zelda
Yeah.
already.
So in 2021,
When
Maybe
the new console's coming
2022.
out.
it will be the end of the Switch life cycle and that one.
They did
Yeah.
announce they want to at least
9 years or something.
Yeah, they've extended it by another so many years.
Yeah.
That's worth it.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it's
Cool.
still fun.
Yep. Oh
Running
yeah, that's a
around.
solid game.
I
I'm
enjoyed
finding
it, but
shrines that I have never, because I never did all the shrines.
Oh,
So that's why.
so much.
So when I replay this, I'm going to shrines. I'm like, oh, new puzzle, and it makes it more interesting.
I found a lot of them started repeating though, and that was my problem with
Oh, yeah.
shrines. Although I did like the one where you're supposed to get the ball through the maze and then
Yeah.
to the other end, and I just turned the
Yes,
thing
you turn
upside
upside
down.
down.
Whoop.
And it's by design.
By
Apparently
design.
that puzzle.
Yeah,
Someone
apparently
asked
they
the
did it that way.
and I knew about that. He's like, yeah.
They thought
I
Because if
expected.
you I took it through the maze and I got it to the end and I could not for the life of me
Flip it up.
flip
Flip
it
it up.
to the thing, and I'm like, this is stupid. And then the one time you flip it and it goes upside down, and I'm like,
wait a
Wait a
second.
second.
wait a tick. What if I just do it upside down?
Yeah.
Floop, and I'm like,
Yep. All of those
I am a genius.
they
They
definitely
purposely
planned
put
that.
in a lot of things where you could shortcut things.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but like, if you wanted to do it, like
See, and
the
I
puzzly way.
Yeah, and I discovered that one, and I was like, yeah. And I'm like, so many people probably found that out already. And I love the one guy on Reddit that's like, guys, did you know you could do this? And everybody on the Reddit's like,
Yes.
Well, they
Yes.
recently people just found out that if you use the magnesis with the boomerang as it's coming
Yeah.
back,
Hey, you go.
you can hold on to the boomerang, and it's in a spinning motion, so you can just use the magnesis to like, yeah,
Has to be the metallic boomerang.
yeah, of course.
Not the wooden
But like
one.
that, people found that out like a couple months ago. I'm like,
Yeah.
What?
Wow.
Wait, what?
What?
Why did we not figure this out?
Yeah.
What else can we magnesis?
now really just screwing around with the game.
Oh yeah, they're screwing around with the physics and seeing what
Yeah.
you can do.
Speedrunners are fun to watch.
Yeah.
Sure. I still think, and someone said this the right way, and I think that's what was missing from this, is they should have had you go and try to fight Ganon right off the bat and get your butt kicked, and then had to go and do some other
That's
stuff.
a good thought.
That would have been.
That would have made it so at least Ganon was an overall presence in the game, instead of just a looming.
Yeah, because by
Dragon.
the time I got to him, I'm like, oh,
Oh right,
Dead.
you.
dead,
Yeah, oh yeah.
dead.
And I'm like,
dead.
that's a good point. Like, that was on one of those fixing subreddits, like
Yeah.
fixing movies, but sometimes they do games. That was his one thing, was like, I think if they would have had you fight Ganon, and then given you the option, like, if you wanted to fight him again, like, right after he kicks your butt, go for it.
Go for it.
Because that's the great part about that game, is you can rush right at Ganon.
Yeah.
That's the point of speedrunning that game, yes.
Right.
Because I remember it's like after, at the end, the first time I played it, it's kind of like the forest. It was like, you should be looking for Timmy. It was like, oh yeah, I should be fighting Ganondorf.
Right. By the
And
time
I'm
you're
not,
done.
and I'm just like exploring,
Yeah, 90% of the game is the...
cutting down trees.
Timmy doesn't actually exist in the forest. He's a figment of my imagination,
'Cause our
seeing how my sanity
sanity-
is at 7%.
I can't wait for that expansion in the forest, by the way, where you're...
You
Or is it
hear
already
stuff.
there? Is it
I don't
already
know.
there?
No one knows. So
That's when you know the sanity is working.
Sanity's supposed to play by playing like slightly audible sounds that you think you're hearing that aren't actually there. And one person said that the devs talked about it and they're not sure if they're going to throw it into the game, where you'll see like a cannibal go from behind a tree, behind another tree, and you'll go to
he's
chase
gone.
them and they're gone.
That's a smart.
Because
That's
your
cool.
sanity's starting to go, and I'm like, I
That's
dig
very.
that.
I
That's
dig
very
that.
eternal. That's very.
Because
Eternal darkness.
Internal darkness,
yeah, like I dig it. So my part with the forest is because some guy was complaining online the other day again about that game, going like, well, like, I don't want to build a fort.
Yeah.
And one guy's like, my friends and I don't. Like, we literally go from cave to cave, and we'll build, like, the temporary little thing so we can save and then sleep. And then we forage for food, and we climb down the caves, and we clear out the caves, and we do what we have to grab from the caves.
Yeah.
And then we keep going. And they're like, eventually we're going to hit all the caves, we're going to do the story, but we're doing it really slow.
Yeah.
And they're like, or if you want, you can play the game and finish it in an hour.
Yeah.
Like, you can get down the giant hole, you can go find Timmy, you can do whatever, like, you know, find the secret medical base on the island or
Yeah.
whatever it is that's there.
Research.
Like, you can do the story in an hour. And they're like, or you can do what some people do and essentially build a giant base and go nuts.
And see how long you can last.
And the guy's like, well, that's kind of stupid. And it's
Yeah.
like, why? You get to play the game however you want to play.
It's an open
Yeah,
world.
it's
Like,
open-
it's-
yeah.
it
Open
is-
concept game.
Yeah,
You
it's
can kind of
it's-
do anything. with it.
like they're like, that's the coolest part, is the fact that Bob can run around with his friends through the forest foraging.
Yeah.
Jimmy can try and do a whole thing where he doesn't kill anything. Like, because that pisses them off more. So he's like, I'm a pacifist
Yeah.
of this entire game.
So
You know, like, as much as I can. Live off blueberries in the forest, not cut down any trees, you know, do what I can. There can be the people that try and run through the whole thing with just that first axe that you get.
Yeah.
it's invincible.
I would love it if the sanity caused a thing where you would saw me this cannibal.
I know, in multiplayer that would be sweet.
That'd be so
If all of a sudden I'm like,
Ah!
just
And I'm like,
start chopping.
Nicholas!
Yeah. Voice chat would become very important.
Like, what do you mean I'm attacking you? I'm attacking you! I'm attacking this cannibal. It's like, that's
Ryan, you're infected!
Yeah, that's it. That's
Wrong
it.
game.
Yeah. Anywho,
Yes.
that is all I've been doing.
Cool.
Watching a movie he can't remember.
Watching 2 movies, one can't.
I'm gonna
What
figure
you
out what I watched.
How about you, Tony?
So I picked up Dragon Ball Fighters.
Fighters.
For the PlayStation 4 because
Yes.
I wasn't sure which console you guys were getting in.
You made the yes. You checked
So-
with us.
So you chose PS4.
Yeah.
You went
I had-
PS4. Good choice.
It doesn't matter, honestly, whichever platform, because the online is so janky right now because everyone is
Everybody's
buying
playing it.
Everyone's playing it. I think I got in maybe 5 matches online.
Oh,
But yeah, that is one hell of a fighting game.
it's
It
pretty
is.
awesome.
It looks good. It sounds like the TV show. The voice lines are delivered like they would from the TV show and
Sure.
movies. And on top of that, it's a really solid fighting game system. So it is a 4-button fighter. You have light, medium, heavy punch, as well as you have a dedicated fireball button.
Okay.
It's
Key blast.
Yeah,
kinda.
yeah, it's dedicated just for key blasts.
As it should.
Yes. And if you want to get into it, just like right there, that's all you need to know. You would have a great time. However, there is so much more depth to the way the mechanics work. If you fire the fireball button with the quarter circle, the fireball motion instead, you have a bigger key blast. It doesn't use any more energy.
Yeah.
But
it does do more damage.
It does do more damage. It's a lot flashier, and
Yeah.
of course, if you add it at the end of combo strings, it does a lot more damage. So there's a lot of that. The rushing mechanic that you have in Xenoverse exists in this game.
Well, it has to.
So
Again, it's Dragon Ball.
It's
Dragon Ball.
It is Dragon Ball. So you do your auto combos because they have an auto combo system as well for newer players. All you got to do is hit one of the 4 face buttons or one of the 3 face buttons to basically do a pretty simple bread and butter combo, and it would serve you fine. But as long as you do a combo, you can rush them at the end of that combo to extend your combo some more, and again, bigger, flashier combos. It is a 3-player fighter or a tag team fighting game. It's not so much assists as Marvel used to do it, because in Marvel, when you picked your assist character or your secondary characters, you would choose which assists they would have.
Yeah.
But in Dragon Ball FighterZ, everyone's got one assist, and that's it.
Yeah.
So if you picked Krillin as your second character, he would give you a Senso Beam to heal you, basically, because you have your blue health that you can recover. Everyone's got a specific type of assist, and you can always tag in, hard tag whenever you want to as well. So, but the thing is, when you beat down a character, you have that cinematic clashing between your character and the incoming character.
Nice.
And it just looks amazing.
That's sweet.
If you knock out a character with the right attack, you'll send them flying into the background, and it'll explode a mountain, and then the next battle will happen.
Oh, sweet.
It is just you can tell that they put everything they know about Dragon Ball
into this game
and love about Dragon Ball.
I was going to say, so can you switch scenes too? Like, can you blast a guy through something and then into another?
And it changes scenes. So depending on which level you are on.
That's Dragon Ball.
Yeah, it is very Dragon Ball.
See, in my brain, I think they looked back at the old Super Nintendo games.
Yeah, which were great. They were so good.
The problem with those Super Nintendo fighting games is that the weird, awkward, like, standing in midair thing.
Yes.
And they got rid of that completely.
But that's my thing, is like the Super Nintendo games, in all honesty, were the best fighters.
They had awesome fighters.
Like, for Dragon
cool
Ball.
fighter.
Yes.
And this is the best evolution of what those games wanted to be.
Because I still remember, like, those were out, and I played those.
I played it on the Genesis.
On an emulator.
I legitimately played it on a Genesis.
And then
on a Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
Budokai?
These ones came out.
Oh, that one was good too.
They were okay, but they did not
Budokai.
match the love of those Super
They weren't
Nintendo
the
games.
same.
And then I remember,
And I think though the technology has also advanced that this game looks like the TV show. I'm doing double takes every moment while playing this game, watching these cinematic finishes.
and that was the problem, is they went to this one and went 3D, and everything slowed
didn't look
down. The Super Nintendo games, when you punched, like Gohan was all like, because it's pixels and you can do that. This one, it's like,
yeah, it looks slower.
and you're going, this doesn't feel Dragon Ball.
And the thing is, it feels so smooth. Like between reflecting key blasts away to rushing into people, it is just solid.
It feels like it's a TV show that has been drawn.
And the best part about it is so accessible. I think I play a lot of fighting games, so I can jump into most fighters and kind of pick it up right away. This one, I was in it within like 5 minutes.
Nice.
Like I was just right into it. Again, with the auto combo system, it really helps new players get into it right away.
Oh, you're gonna sell this game to me so bad.
Oh, it doesn't matter what platform you get it on.
And they should just
like it is so good.
So,
no
question.
No.
If I buy it on PC, how can I do like the half circle?
You would have to get you get a controller or an arcade stick.
So I do have the Steam controller, so I could do that.
If you have a Steam controller, you're fine. And this is the most controller accessible fighting game I've played in a long time as well.
That's good.
Because the rushing button is locked to the one of the shoulder buttons.
Okay.
The other shoulder button is dedicated for the supers.
Okay. So definitely play with controller. Then.
You can play with controller. Oh, I wouldn't play with the keyboard though.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
You mean it's not like the Super Nintendo games that I used to play, or I play with
WASD.
Wasadi.
When I used to play on my emulators, it was the arrow keys and all of that stuff were the actual buttons.
Yeah.
And I'd have to reverse now. I don't think I could go back to that. Like, WASD is my...
It was always moving.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Or was the arrow keys and the number pad was...
Oh, the number pad. You were a number pad person?
Do you remember way back when number pads were like...
Oh, yes.
The thing?
No one... I
still use mine. When I have to type numbers, that's all I use.
Oh, yeah, but as a controller, no.
That's part of controller.
No,
never.
Yeah.
No,
never.
See? Yeah, right. So my only problem with the game...
The numbers are up top.
Yes. Depends on what I'm doing. If I'm doing like data entry, then I'll need that.
Again, like when I have to put numbers into things for others, yeah, like and especially when I was at Safeway, you'd be typing in a 16-digit code and then another 16-digit code. I got real good with this sucker.
So the only problem with the game right now so far is the online. It seems very sporadic.
Yeah.
I'm getting into lobbies fine now. I'm not getting disconnected from lobbies, which is a good thing because the game is primarily an online game.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do need to choose one of the several lobbies to get into. And yeah, when you're into the lobby, you have this little chibi character, and you can customize that chibi character to...
Sweet.
That's where the customization comes in. You can
Yeah.
get different costumes for different chibi characters. You can get the Torngi Goku. You can get the Trunks with the Saiyan hair, or the Trunks with the purple hair kind of stuff.
Team Gohan.
And that's where you can get Team Gohan.
That's it. This is always my guy.
And that's where you basically navigate between online matches, local matches, arcade mode, story mode, that kind of stuff. So there is a sense of online, but it's not all the way there because you can register for a world match, which is the online stuff, but then you're just sitting there waiting to get matched up. It's not like a list of people you're choosing to fight, which I think it's for the numbers situation, like how many people are buying this game. I think it's like 2 million or something like that.
It's huge,
been
yeah.
very
It is
popular.
crazy. It totally makes sense that the servers are kind of laggy right now because it'll tell you before you get matched up. It's like, this person's connection's like, shoddy.
Yeah.
You still want to play against him? And I'm, at this point, I'm like, just give me.
Just
Just
try.
give it to me. I will deal with the lag later.
I will probably definitely get this game.
Oh
but
yeah,
I'm
it's
not sure
I'd
when.
definitely recommend it. Definitely for sure. The
Just
store.
put $200. Sorry,
The what did you buy?
I put $200 into WoW.
Oh well.
Well, because I had to do
Life-
the resubscription.
Oh, the life thing.
and then
Lifetime?
I got the deluxe.
Oh.
You play all the other stuff. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
that's what I-
Oh, I guess you get all this stuff. That makes sense.
Because you get stuff for your card
StarCraft,
game, StarCraft,
Hearthstone.
Hearthstone.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's the Blizzard thing where you get
get
it's
something for
special
all their games.
Not just the.
Diablo didn't get anything though, which was odd.
That's disappointing.
Overwatch did, but I
What'd
don't
you
think
get
they
for
got anything
Overwatch?
for Diablo.
Sprays.
Oh,
Uh,
no one sprays.
yeah, I think you got something. Yeah, Overwatch had something. I
You
don't
must have had a
know if I got
costume or
something.
something. But if you're not really into the multiplayer stuff online, there is a single player arcade and a story mode. The story mode is It's super weird. They made.
Still good though.
I wouldn't say that it's good.
Oh.
I would say that it's there by the necessity of it needing an offline component.
Yeah.
So what it is, it's a brand new story arc for a new android, 21. It's a new character. I think we've showed.
We talked about her last week.
We showed some pictures of her. Weird. But the main story is that there's these clones that are coming into the world that are trying to take over the world, basically, and they're clones of these Dragon Ball fighters.
Yeah.
And so the game opens up with you as the main character inside Goku. Yes. Okay.
Kinky.
Yes. And so you wake up and Bulma's like, "Oh, you're Goku. You're finally awake. Let's go save the world." And it's literally like, "I don't know who I am, lady."
Oh, just like you lose your.
And so the big portion of the intro is waking up Goku inside so that he can come out and fight. But you can possess different Dragon Ball fighters. So at this story moment, I think I've unlocked Krillin.
Yeah.
Because I've fought and defeated his clone, who was, killing him or something, or beating him up. But it is a map-based single-player story mode, where you need to basically use your moves to find and kill and fight all of the
Fight all
clones.
that stuff.
And it's very drawn out. It's very padded.
Yeah.
In that sense. And it's, you know what, if you enjoy the Dragon Ball story, you might enjoy this story, because it's very much that. It's written by those guys that did the story, or that wrote Dragon Ball Super. So it's there. The voice acting is there as well.
I mean, they don't run you through all of the sagas again.
So the first thing that popped up was, and this is literally a one-line throwaway, because this happens, I think, after Dragon Ball Super.
Okay.
And the line goes, Bulma's like, "Oh, and now Cell and Frieza are back," and it shows them, they're like evil again, and revive them, like, "Oh, right, it's Dragon Ball. They bring everyone back."
Should I watch
No.
Dragon Ball Super before? playing this?
You
Not
might not
necessarily.
have enough time. There's a lot to watch.
There's a lot to watch.
You might as well just jump into this
jump
game.
into it.
Just jump into this game because
Okay.
I haven't watched Dragon Ball Super, so for me it's lost.
It's
a lot of the story's lost on me, anyways.
Okay.
That's
And-
why they should have made you replay all the way from the Saiyan saga, all
All
the
the
way
way
through Frieza, and
And the
Nope.
Cell saga.
and
Yeah,
the Boo
Cell's back.
saga.
Boo's back, and it's like,
Where's
oh,
Boo?
I love
back.
Boo.
Boo is always back.
Boo's
My
so
Boo
good.
character in my Majin character,
Majin,
whatever,
yeah.
in Xenoverse 2, I just made him like this morning
Hmm.
because male Boos in that game, at least to start off, I'm sure they power themselves up at some point, but they're all the
fat ones?
version,
Yeah.
unless you pick the female, like, and then she's
A
skinny.
little.
But so I made him as short as I could. So it's this short little like marshmallow man.
Aw, that sounds cute.
So, and you do get to play as Majin Buu and Kid Buu in this game.
Oh, okay.
Those are separate characters.
Yep.
As far as character and rosters go, there's not a whole lot. I mean, the DLC has been sort of leaked.
Yeah,
And
they're
it's
supposed
kind
to
of
have.
been data mined.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm very excited for Broly
Yeah.
because I like Broly and Cooler. Cooler is
Oh,
going to be
I
in
always
as-
forget
as a-
about Cooler.
I know.
Frieza.
Every time,
Cooler.
yeah, every time you
Same
talk
same
about it,
same,
oh my God.
same cousin or brother or something
Yeah.
like that.
Brothers.
Brothers, something.
I always thought
kooky.
Frieza was a girl, though.
Me too.
But every character is fairly well balanced. You're gonna have a good time with almost everybody.
Yeah.
There are some characters that are a little more top tier than the others,
Oh,
but as a
okay.
casual player, if you go in either button mashing or just
Yeah.
doing auto combos, you're gonna have a great time.
Okay.
The single, as apart from the story, the story mode, there is that arena mode, which
Mm-hmm.
is also offline, and that's a little more classic traditional arcade mode where you're climbing a ladder.
Oh,
But it's
okay.
it's got an interesting twist where you, depending on which difficulty level you choose, it depends on how many people you have to fight,
right.
or any groups you have to fight. But say you're doing really, really well on the ladder, and then you just start losing for whatever reason, it drops you actually down to different lower tiers of difficulty,
Oh.
and then it locks you into whatever reward you have at the end of
Oh.
that 7 rounds or 3 rounds or 10 rounds.
So it's like an actual tournament where
Yeah,
it's a bit of a
I like that. I
B
like that
league or
because
C
So-
league.
I've always
and
liked
so
that
as
in
soo-
fight leagues,
And
in
as
fight
soo-
games.
So as soon as you lose a match, you're like, oh shit, as soon as I restart, I'm going to lose points, which will drop me down on this
Yeah.
tier. But at least if I restart, I can, have a chance at least winning something.
getting something.
Getting
yeah.
something.
Or if you say no in the tournament, then you don't get anything at
Yeah.
And
So-
what are the somethings you get?
all. So a lot of it has to do with Zenny. And
Yes, always any.
So,
Zenny.
so Zenny is the currency that you have in the game to unlock loot boxes. And thankfully, the loot boxes are incredibly cosmetic.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay for anything. You can pay for premium Z tokens,
Oh,
of
good.
course.
Yeah.
But they don't. It's not in your face.
Yeah.
It is very not
Okay.
upfront.
It's
It's
very
like, if you
background.
want to, you can pay for this fight. mode
That's
or-
even Xenoblade or Xenoforce 2.
Yeah.
In the eShop, you can buy like these TP medals.
Yeah.
And I logged in the one day and they're like, oh, your login bonus is like 100 of these things. And I'm like,
Okay.
okay, cool.
Right.
Thanks.
So you use these to unlock different chibi characters. You can use these to unlock different stickers and emotes that you can use while in the lobby
Oh, yeah.
area. I have yet to play with any friends because I think one of my friends said he picked it up for the PS4 as well. So I'm gonna try and
get
hook
it.
up with him. But I've heard some pretty odd horror stories of like getting into a lobby but not really at the same time.
Oh.
Again, it has to do with all of the online stuff right now. So I will give them the Arc System guys the benefit of the doubt. I'll give Bandai the benefit for the doubt for all those like online shortcomings because the rest of this game is phenomenal. It is so much fun. I'm having so much fun, whether it's online. When you get wrecked online, you're still having a good
You're
time.
still having
because
a good
it looks
time.
good. Like your opponents, they know what they're doing. I'm really looking at getting a fight stick for it, but I'll see how much more I play before I drop that money down.
I was going to say, if a USB fight stick would probably work on a PlayStation 4 and a computer. So,
Yes.
Yeah.
Depends on which fight sticks you want.
Right.
You want the $60 ones or the $300 tournament sticks?
that's with everything. Though.
Because I go to fighting tournaments so
all
often.
the time.
all the time.
I classify myself as a fighting game scrub, so I enjoy it. I'm okay at it.
Yeah.
I'm not tournament level. I'm really interested to see what the professional esports scene turns out to be for this game because I really want it to be right up there with Street Fighter V when it comes to Evo. The fighting game tournament.
Yeah.
Like I really do believe that there is going to be something for this game because it has got the right amount of systems in there. It's got the right amount of character selection. It's got the fan base, so people are obviously playing it and
yeah.
watching it. So I'm really hoping it picks up a lot of steam. And
it sounds like it's a well-built enough fighting game that people aren't going to be, you know, pissy about it. Because I mean, that's the big thing with those fighting games and on the tournaments is, well, blah blah blah. Everybody's just going to use this person.
Yeah, as soon as you see as soon as you see the person pick these 3 characters, it's like, oh, that's
they've won.
Yeah, like that's it. Whereas these characters all seem fairly well balanced. Like even Yamcha, like the most useless character in Dragon Ball, is actually fairly playable in this game.
Well, that's why I even laugh with Xenoverse, is you can get those people to train you with their moves.
Yeah.
Yamcha's one of them. Captain Ginyu is one of them. I'm like, what?
Yeah, Captain Ginyu's in this as a character. One of his abilities is it Captain Ginyu? I can't remember. Whatever the other guy was. The one that brings up the green Martians.
Raditz?
Yeah, Raditz. Yeah.
Raditz.
Yeah, his special ability is to basically like throw those guys at you, and they explode.
Welcome, Ghoul Ash Kane.
Welcome.
We are indeed live.
Thank you.
We are live.
Thanks for finding us live.
And I haven't experienced any of these yet, but there are dramatic finishes.
Yep.
You've probably seen a few of them, where if you use a specific character to beat the last character, you'll get a different ending.
It pulls off an ending from like the show.
The show stuff. So, for example, if you use Trunks to beat, I think it's Frieza.
Yes.
I think it's that combination.
Oh.
Trunks will use his blade and literally chop him up into a million pieces, and then blow him up. With
that's awesome.
As the ending sequence.
Yeah.
And then like I want to be surprised by most of these because I've seen some of them online already, and they're amazing.
Teen Gohan versus Cell.
Yes, that was the big one as well. Where there's one with
because if you can one-hand Kamehameha a guy to death, like
there is the one with
Kamehameha.
Who's that guy again with the green
Raditz?
Raditz.
With the Cybermen.
Yeah, if you use Raditz to beat Yamcha,
okay,
his ending sequence is a bunch of them.
Just pouncing on him.
Yeah, pouncing on him and exploding him to death. I'm like, yeah, that's what happened in the show.
You know what? Those Cybermen are the greatest thing for any Dragon Ball RPG-ish type, like Xenoverse.
Yeah,
they're like, we need to give you fodder. Have like 12 of these guys. And you're like, okay. Once you get powerful enough, you're just like, yep, these make sense.
Yep. But yeah, that entire game is a giant love letter to Dragon Ball,
which is awesome.
Like that's what this game, or that's what that series has been missing for a long time.
Yeah.
And as cool as Xenoverse and Xenoverse 2 are,
no, they're still just
they pale in comparison to the presentation and
for sure. We knew that ages ago. As soon
like
as
the
first trailers came out, we're like,
is this a show? Is this a show?
Well, it is.
It is. It's basically the show. Like the way that the cell shading works. It looks amazing and it plays. I'm so glad it plays as well as it looks.
Yeah.
And I've been looking for a really good fighter for a long time.
Yeah, like that's the big piece of it. So either way, Brian lied. He gets some sprays for StarCraft 2.
Or Diablo, there's nothing.
Oh, Diablo, there's nothing. Yeah.
And I never got my Primal Flame Saber mount in Heroes of the Storm.
Well, you should have. You also get to.
You can file in a ticket.
A ticket for that.
Put in a ticket. They'll You get a cool horse though. I saw this yesterday.
Yeah.
Is that a raptor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The trolls ride raptors in the game.
That turtle is kind of creepy though.
Oh.
But yeah, I've been playing a lot of Dragon Ball Fighters.
I might get that.
I don't know how they pronounce that.
Has there been an
the official nomenclature is Fighter Z?
Yes.
No, not Fighter Z. It's Dragon Ball Fighters. That is official nomenclature. But in the box art, it says Dragon Ball with no space.
Yeah.
But there's supposed to be a space.
There's supposed to be a space between Dragon and Ball.
Right. But on the box art and in the in-game logos, it has nothing. But when you boot it up on the PlayStation, there's a space. And I'm just like, get your shit together, guys. Come on. I get that you guys want to call it Fighters. Get your Dragon Ball in order.
Figure your shit out.
Speaking of Dragon Ball, there is a way to summon Shenron into the game as a separate game mechanic. As you do various combos, you will get one of the 7 random Dragon Balls between you and the opponent. As soon as you get all 7, it's a shared meter, by the way. So that's how it works. And you just it's random. Like the show, it's random. The first person to get 7 key bars, the super meters, as well as do a light auto combo, will summon Chevron Chevron.
Shenron.
Yes, Stargate comes out. Stargate comes out. The Stargate comes Lock in the chevrons.
So this is... Oh, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
So as soon as Shenron comes out, you have the option of either bringing back fallen fighters and healing them, giving yourself unlimited ki for like 30 seconds, giving yourself unlimited, or giving yourself a second, what's that thing called again, where they go red again?
KO.
Okay.
Because you can get one of those per battle. You can get a second one. And then, I can't remember what the other one was. One of those 4. But it literally will turn the tide of the battle.
Wow.
It is wild.
It's
how good.
awesome.
But the thing is, it's so incredibly difficult to pull off because you have to manage that while trying to beat down your opponent.
Yeah.
And if you happen to beat them down before you get all 7, then obviously you don't need it.
So this is different from Xenoverse, because Xenoverse you actually find Dragon Balls?
So in the parallel quests that you can do, where you pick 2 other fighters, or you don't have to pick your character. You can actually pick just 3 fighters. So you can play as SSGS Goku in those scenes. And you go back to do, like, fight the Ginyu Force, fight this person, find that. In there are other people's teams of 3 from online.
Yeah.
So you'll find other people's created characters and all that stuff. And if you challenge them to a fight, they'll drop items. And some of those items can be Dragon Balls. So there's one level where you can keep going back to. It's like the 4th level. And they're really easy to find people there.
Are they easy to grind those Dragon Balls too?
I got my 7 fairly quickly once. Like, I went online and I'm like, do I have to do specific things to get the Dragon Balls? And if I use them once, can I ever use them again?
Right.
Like, is it a one-shot kind of like you get them and you get something from them, or what is it? Because you can unlock... you have to do that to get certain fighters in the game. So there's 4 fighters you get from it, and there's a bunch of different costumes you get from it, as well as you can also use it to just change your appearance.
Like,
so
it's not as
game
changing as
your.
fighters.
It's very different.
So mine are literally on the overworld map to unlock other stuff, essentially. But
yours is a game changer.
The game changing stuff in the Dragon Ball Fighters is way different for Shenron.
I can also increase my power with Shenron and that kind of stuff.
So I did manage to summon Shenron once online. And then I got Rage Quit on.
Oh, really? So you didn't even get to use it.
No.
You know what? That sucks, because honestly, it's a mechanic in the game.
It is a mechanic in the game, but there is methods to counter Rage Quitters in the game. If the game sees that you're doing it way too much, it's literally going to highlight your name a different color.
Oh,
so when
really?
you go online, it's like, oh, this person's going to Rage Quit on you.
There's another game that did that, too.
So, or even in the
character
character lobby.
I like that.
That's smart.
Because of the way the lobby system works, you see everyone walking around in their chibi form. So it's like, oh, this person's got a purple name.
Yeah.
Rage Quitter.
I'm not going to ring match with you.
Right.
Because you can ring match with anyone you can see. But
Yeah.
Cool.
That's good that they do that.
Yeah, I can farm Dragon Balls.
Okay.
But then I went to activate them, and it's like, Shenron can't come out right now. And I'm like, oh.
Why not? I had them.
So you go and you have to finish the story, and the best part is you finish the story, and the wish is for food. Because you have a big party. But you don't waste your Dragon Balls. It's just the cutscene as Shenron shows up, and they're like, we're going to have a party. We wish for an awesome party. And all of a sudden, all this food shows up.
Sweet.
And Goku was going to go back until the food showed up. And then the ending cutscene is just him, like, bowl after bowl after bowl.
Classic.
Yeah.
That is his classic Goku.
So yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with that.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a freaking amazing
I'll
game.
probably get.
I'm waiting.
I'm still not sure if
I'm gonna wait for sale.
I don't know if it'll make this a Switch. I don't think it'll make the Switch to a Switch.
Rumors.
The speed at which that game plays and the fluidity that you need, I don't know that the Switch can handle that.
And if it can't, then I'll wait for a sale on Steam.
Yeah, get it on Steam.
But it's definitely.
I paid $50 for it because I got.
Yeah.
I had a gift card. Someone gave me a gift card for it. I'm like, okay, sure. I was gonna either get the Steam or the PS4 version. But yeah, it's super fun.
Maybe once I finally get my PlayStation.
Spider-Man comes out.
There's a Spider-Man combo. Yeah,
I could see that coming.
I can see that coming.
Diggy, you want to play Spider-Man? You gotta get your own PS4.
No, they've all offered to let me play on theirs.
Oh, they're very nice.
Other than that, in games I've still been grinding away at Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
I got one.
You got one.
I got an EX raid pass.
Oh, nice.
I finally freaking got an EX raid pass. It is for next Thursday, or this coming Thursday.
Yep.
At a specific time. So and thankfully the Discord chat in Edmonton is very organized. So we already have a group of people ready to do it. Because the way that the raid system works, you kind of want to go in your group colors. Yeah. That way you can optimize the amount of your bonus capture.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even matter if I don't get the gym bonus with the raid, as long as I'm raiding with the same colors. That's all that matters. So, but yeah, I finally got, will be hopefully getting a Mewtwo. In Pokemon Go.
So I started trying Pokemon Go again with the new season. I guess they have all those newer Pokemon.
Yeah.
So my little thing is, I haven't got the Pokemon of all the older ones, and when the new ones come out, it seems that's all I'm getting.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
usually
where's all the other ones?
So what happened is what they usually do is when new generations come out, this is the first time they've really done it with this generation, is that all the water Pokemon will start showing up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all the ghost Pokemon will now start showing up, and now all the ground Pokemon from that generation will start showing, because there are still Pokemon that haven't been released yet.
Yeah,
sure.
But that's sort of their push. As far as Pokemon that you're still missing, it's hard to say which ones you're like. I'm assuming you're missing like key one's Dragonite.
Yeah, you like don't have Dragonite.
There is thankfully for that, there is a community day coming up. I think Saturday, one of the Saturdays coming up. I can't remember which one. Where in that specific 3-hour period, Dratini will spawn like Pidgey.
Ooh, what? Because
and will spawn dramatically
more. Because Berkeley and I, we play just to collect. We just want to
and that's
casually play to get all these Pokemon.
And that's fair.
But it's like we can't even catch just the regular ones because it's like they never spawn anymore.
Right. So a little bit of that has to do with them having to balance. How Pokemon are released. And this is my suggestion to you, Niantic. Have a weekend where you say, only Kanto Pokemon will be spawning this weekend.
That'd be cool.
Or only this weekend, only Hoenn Pokemon will be spawning this weekend, so that you can have a fair chance at finishing up your decks. Because it's like, for me, I think I still have a few from the Johto region.
Mm-hmm.
That's the second generation that I haven't.
Yeah, I'm still missing a ton of Johto.
So yeah, if they have a weekend where it's just Johto Pokemon are spawning this weekend, and only Johto Pokemon, at least that'll give you some ways to finish up the deck.
Us more casual players to catch up.
But yeah, next Thursday, myself and luckily my fiance, she also picked up an EX pass.
Yeah,
we don't know what raid we did.
That's awesome though that you both got it.
But yeah, you have to realize how incredibly hard it is to get some of these passes, because there is still a good 50% of people online who are trying really hard and they still haven't gotten a single one. Whereas there are people who don't even play as much as those guys do, and they have 5 and 6. They've people have gotten one an invite for each one they've sent out.
Oh, really?
So it's people with 5 or 6 Mewtwo's, and it's that's
those bastards.
Thanks, I guess.
Yeah.
I get to be one of those people. I get to be one of those bastards now.
Yeah. Oh, you.
But yeah, that's I was so happy when I saw that happen. Good. So. And it just happens to be literally outside my place.
Oh, awesome.
It's it's around the corner.
That's sweet.
From his balcony.
If it was that simple.
Your team's where's Tony? He's just on his balcony.
We told
what up here, guys?
Hey, guys. Yeah, so I think there's a total of 13 or 15 people that will be showing up.
That's good.
At your house, that's going to be very full.
It's very full.
Will that be enough?
Oh yeah, you only need around 6 or 7 people to take down Mewtwo.
Oh, okay.
As long as it's a properly composed team.
Yeah.
And with the newest update, you can preset battle Pokemon.
Oh, good.
And
good.
so I have 2 separate teams.
You don't have to rush to be
No. You can. So I have my set of Tyrannitars and my set of Gyarados ready.
I don't even have Gyarados yet.
Yeah, Gyarados is a tough one to get.
I think I have a Magikarp.
400 candies, baby. 400 candies.
10 candies.
I'm running out of Pokeballs.
Yeah, no, they super excited for that. I will give you an update.
Awesome.
As to
what
happens on that day.
Perfect.
I'll be excited for you.
Unfortunately, Amira won't. She won't be able to attend it, my fiance.
Oh, okay.
But I will have her account on a separate phone. So
you can
So at least I can do that with her.
Oh,
for
that's
her
nice
to-
of you.
What a guy. Ooh, look, there's a new screen. For
Yeah, that's-
2018.
Oh, what?
That is a 2018. They should have had that in like.
Yeah, I know.
in
That,
December.
they did not
They should
have that
in December.
They still had the
That was-
Christmas one in January.
Yeah, that showed up in like mid-January. I'm like, okay, guys, all right. Yeah, I don't think you guys know how to do New Year's.
A bit late.
I'm running out of time.
Sorry, copyright.
Copyright.
Sorry.
And there goes the whole show.
All gone.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, whatever.
I
We
didn't
weren't
know
making
my
any money
volume was
anyways.
on.
Come on.
We're still making money. We still have a chance.
What you saying?
That song will
There's a
bring in
chance.
this $10
What
and then it'll get
what
banned.
I'm saying is we need to get we need to get people to just constantly watch.
You have a lot of shadows.
Of course I do. I don't have anything.
I don't have anything either.
But yeah, I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Go and just kind of getting ready for Mewtwo.
I have 82 Pokemon.
It's more than just throwing your strongest CP at him.
Yeah,
you
you
knowing
got
what
to do
his-
the type and
Yeah, you got to know his weakness,
Oh,
which is
God.
luckily Dark type.
I tried to explain that to Berkeley so we went to a raid once. This was like when raids first started, and I was like, you got to choose these types. And people started listening to me like, why do you have to do that? I was like, oh gosh, I'm not even like a professional.
Yeah, you gotta have the type
I
advantage. It's not
wish
just
Tony
having
was
CP.
here.
It's
Do you
not
guys
just
know how to play rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah, it's the rock.
It's an advanced rock paper scissors.
Yes,
Pokemon
yes.
is just advanced rock paper scissors.
Yeah.
Pro. It's a pro league.
So
But yeah, getting ready for that. Watching some TV shows. I don't know if I said I did finish Brotherhood.
yeah.
Full
Oh
Metal-
yes, I was
Full Metal
watching
Alchemist
that, too.
Brotherhood. So
Yep.
now that I've gotten that not out of the way, man, that's a good show.
Now that
So
that's
good.
done,
It's
Man,
so
that's
good.
a solid. Like the last like 4 or 5 episodes, I was like, oh,
I know.
like literally things are happening
Yeah.
and you can't stop watching. So it's definitely watch it if you haven't.
Yeah.
It's super.
I'm
good.
on part 3 right now.
Sure.
Just moving through.
Yeah.
But I've seen all of it before.
so-
It's
it's so
it's
good.
such a good show.
So now I'm moving on to that Marvel movie binge, and there's that one movie a week like thing that went
Yeah.
viral.
Yeah.
I don't think I can fall. I don't think I'll be able to do that.
No.
Because the way that the movie timeline or that timeline is set up, you need to watch Black Panther last. Well, screw that.
Yeah.
Like I'm not
No.
gonna wait like
Yeah.
3. I'm not gonna wait like 3 weeks to watch
Yeah.
Black Panther. No.
Are we gonna plan to go see it? Yeah. Yeah.
I already have tickets.
Oh.
Yeah.
You already have tickets?
No,
You
of
guys
course
don't.
I don't. Who else am I gonna go with?
No, if
I
I
wait
don't
for you guys to figure this
Oh, yeah.
out.
if
and
I
then
if
we
I
go.
don't go with my fiance and her sister, they get mad.
See, my fiance gets mad if my wife if I ask. She goes, "Whoa,
Yeah.
what's wrong with you?
Same
Are
with
you-
Bert.
are
She'll
you
be like,
sick?"
"Why are you asking me?"
Yeah.
No,
Why? She's like, "You have friends," and I go, "Sorry."
There's an expectation that we all watch it together. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's
my
okay.
wife.
That's
My
okay.
wife's not into those.
No,
She tries. Bless her heart.
same with my wife. She's like, they're all the same. I'm like,
They are, but they're not. They're really not. Have you
But
watched
you
Thor?
don't understand.
Have you watched Thor Ragnarok? Have you watched Thor Ragnarok?
See,
The
to
one
my-
that's like
to my
completely left
wife-
field for all of the Marvel movies.
To my wife, it would still be Thor, but more colorful.
Yeah.
That'd be it for her. She'd be like, okay, so now there's colors and monsters. That's
yeah.
great.
There's
That's
a
what I-
superhero with superpowers.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a problem.
And
And
then
at the
they,
end
they
of
fight
it-
the
Don't know-
villain
They don't know if they can succeed, and then
then-
they succeed.
Yeah.
Whoa.
against all odds. Against all odds.
Against all odds. Like, well, yeah, okay.
You should write movies.
Go right for Marvel.
Like, oh, well, this is my wife's.
But I know,
She's
but that's
right.
I.
Yeah.
But that's yes, my wife's
it's
the
very.
same way.
If
where
you
it's
boil
like-
it down, yes, that's what
Yeah.
Marvel movies are. But it's not that.
There's-
It's the
there's so much
experience
more,
of
yeah.
it.
Well, and again,
The
like,
artisticness of.
well, and then my wife
It's the
watches them
execution.
too, and it's like, well, there's something scary on the screen.
Yeah.
Why am I watching something scary on the screen?
Yeah.
And you're going, well, it's not scary. It's just a guy in a
Yeah,
costume.
exactly.
It's just abomination.
She
He's
did-
already a.
Yeah.
I skipped the Hulk for that very reason, is
Oh.
because like Obadiah Stane in the giant robot costume,
Yeah.
I think kind of made her go like, what?
the
Like
hell
this
is
is
going-
kind of
yeah.
creepy.
To be
and I don't
fair,
like
that
it.
doesn't happen that much.
Well, no, so like I'm like, we're just gonna skip the Hulk, and she's
Yeah.
like, well, but I told you, and I'm like,
It's okay.
It's not much different.
Yeah,
I'm like-
Hulk isn't necessary.
I'm like the Hulk's not completely necessary.
It's
I'm
only
like,
just for
it's-
General Ross, but that
And
payoff
that's what I
doesn't come
said.
out until like
Yeah.
Civil War.
As I said, I'm like, if something comes up and you need explanation, like
I'll
I'll give it
explain,
to you.
yeah.
And I'm like, but the guy he fights in it is essentially the Hulk with like bones sticking out of him, and he is kind of creepy. And I don't want to put you through that to
Yeah.
make you go like, I don't want to watch these movies anymore. So let's just go to Iron Man 2.
Yeah, and there are sounds I heard like the sounds of bones cracking in
Yeah.
that movie actually put people off.
And
Like, they were-
yes.
Wow.
It
It depends on who you are.
I understood the breadth and gravity of what was happening in that situation. So
Yeah.
for me, I was like, yeah, that's happening. That's
Yeah.
this is the appropriate like sound effect in
Yeah.
this
But
situation.
again, and those aren't the kinds of movies my wife likes to watch
Yeah,
anyway.
no,
So that
it's
kind of stuff
perfectly-
would
Yeah.
it would be like, you
Yeah.
know, something cracks and she'd be like, whoa,
Oh
why
my!
am I watching
Oh, my
this?
fiance totally admits like that Hulk movie. We watched it, and she's like, why are you putting yourself through this? You know it's a bad movie. I know it's a bad movie, and I'm like, I don't know.
But that's like even all of them.
don't
Like
know.
I look at, I don't know.
My love. Well, she was. My wife.
She was.
She still is. My wife
Well,
loves
then.
loves Thor Ragnarok because of the humor that was in there. She like the
Right.
story. She was like, oh yeah, the story's a hero
Yeah.
story, but the
Right.
humor was amazing. She said
Yeah,
she
but
loves
that was
the humor.
definitely the funniest Marvel movie to
Yeah.
date.
Yeah.
I will give it that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it's
I would love to watch the making of for that movie.
Yeah.
That like the
Yeah.
behind the scenes stuff is probably infinitely more better than what that movie is.
Yeah.
Like
So,
Taika Waititi is just he's just.
Yeah, he's out there.
I'm glad they're keeping him on for whatever projects in the future
Yeah.
though. So
But yeah, no, I'm always available for those films because my
Okay.
wife will not go to those. So we've seen Pitch Perfect, we've seen Bad Moms. She really wants to see that Molly's Game movie.
I hear super good things about
It's
that.
supposed to be amazing, but I'm sitting there going like, really? And again, I don't know why I complain.
Which
We
one's
have
Molly's Game?
that poker one. That
Was she-
woman runs that poker game for celebrities, but won't tell anybody who the people
right.
are and all that jet. Like, and I think it's Aaron Sorkin, who is an amazing writer, and it's his first time directing. And I'm like, I have to, like, I want to see
Yeah.
this film. Like, I am interested in
I
this.
didn't know that.
And for whatever reason, I still look at movies and go, but is it worth wasting like the going to see it in a theater? Like, it's not really a theater worthy movie.
Yeah.
And then like my wife says to me like we have 100 and some free movies. She's like it costs us nothing to go, and I'm like but really like
The time.
like Jumanji in the theater makes sense. There's big explosions and noise.
I don't
and,
think
like,
there's
you know-
explosions in Molly Game.
No, there's not, and that's why I said that.
no point.
Like at least Pitch Perfect, there is singing, there is
There's audio,
audio,
yeah, that you might not be able to get here.
which
Like,
I
at
won't
home.
get at home.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I won't get it at home. I don't have the big, and I don't want the big surround sound.
That seems like a lot of money, and you need a lot of space for that too.
We are on the
Yeah.
cusp of technology hitting a point where I don't need to run wires to get surround sound. When that point hits, I will get surround sound.
Because
But at this point, we bought a nice sound bar that clears up the
good.
audio.
Exactly,
It
yeah.
makes
I've
things.
been thinking about getting a sound bar.
We got the
never did.
$300 Bose one.
I've been thinking about it. Like every
It
time,
is-
This is good.
anytime Boxing Day or
Yeah.
Black Friday or something comes up,
It
I'm
does not. Like people were online going, it doesn't add bass, and I'm like, no, because it's not a subwoofer, you dum-dums. It is a sound
sound
It's
bars
just the
don't
sound
have
It
bar.
adds clarity.
So
to your
subwoofer needs
sound.
to be
It's
against the
separate
wall or on the floor
and
Yes.
it's separate
because it's vibration.
There, see that box right
Yeah,
there?
yeah. A
It's
sound bar
it
is
needs to
not
be its own thing.
It is, yes. So if you're buying a sound bar and expecting it to add oomph,
Yeah,
it does not
they
add
won't.
oomph. But the
And
nice
that's
part
okay,
is
though.
like, my wife watched TV the other morning, turned it on, and she couldn't find the remote, so she's like, I'm really sorry if it was too loud.
Yeah.
But it makes the audio so clear, and it sticks it to that one.
Just that
Even we have
area.
like an open room
Yeah.
upstairs.
Yeah.
It stuck it to. I didn't even know she had the TV on.
Oh, that's
That's cool. That's cool.
As opposed to if we get the audio off the TV, the way it tries to just like extend its sound out as far as it can, it's loud, it's blaring, and I can hear it.
yeah.
So, but because she got up early to go to work the other day, and that was her. She's like, I'm really sorry it was too loud. I couldn't find the remote, and it wasn't working, and this one, that. And I'm like, it's cool. I couldn't even hear it. And she's like, what? And I'm like, when you turn the TV on, I can't hear it from in there.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh. And I'm like, because it's so clear, we don't actually have the sound turned up that much because the audio comes through.
So, yeah.
So yeah,
That's
it
good.
does not add bass.
Yeah.
No.
It does not add, like, it doesn't give special effects, sound effects to movies, but we can actually hear things clearly and not have to have it turned up to 8,000 just to make sure we
Yeah.
can hear it.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that because I always have that problem with a lot of movies where it's like, no, I can't hear anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I can hear now.
Yeah.
Oh, I can really. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Action sequence down to quiet sequence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
Cool. Good Place is still pretty funny. It's still real. I haven't watched.
we've
are
not
gonna
watched the season finale yet.
Oh, is this the most recent one, the season finale? What?
They only do 13 episode seasons
So this is the last episode?
for this season. They're coming back for season 3.
Okay, good.
They've been renewed.
We're
Okay,
gonna
good.
start watching it on Netflix soon.
Do it.
Oh, so good.
Oh, do it. Do it.
The wife had to finish Downton Abbey first,
Why?
which she has.
But why?
She was really into that. She binge watched that in a
People
month.
do.
It's like the image meme of like, why though?
But
I think it's because it's like I tried to watch it.
I
The
can't get
first
to it.
episode, I think, intrigued me because the Titanic sank, and I went, "Ooh!"
I think what it was the
Because the show takes place in whatever time period it
Yeah.
does. They
They
literally,
have
the guy
real
opens the
world
paper
events.
and they're like, "Oh my God, this is huge that happened," and I'm like, "What happened?" And then you find out the Titanic sank, and you're like, "Whoa."
You have me
Like
now.
Leonardo DiCaprio is part of this world.
It's
Shared universe.
It's the Titaniverse.
Titanic shared universe.
James Cameron secretly sitting behind us.
And then I really wanted to see
Downton Abbey.
Downton Abbey.
I really wanted
How can I
to
fit? How can I
see
fit? Avatar
Professor
here?
McGonagall, what's her name? Maggie Smith.
Oh, Maggie Smith.
I wanted to see her
She's
show
so
up.
good.
And she was incredible in that
Yeah,
show.
she's
so good.
such a great actress.
And that's the thing. She's a great actress. Her character in that show is the matriarch of the like. You know,
What is it with British actors and just being spot on?
not all
British
of them
actors
are.
are no,
But again-
but there are some really good ones.
Their schooling is 1,000 times different. So
Yeah,
when
that's
they
true.
hit college and go somewhere. Hi,
Hello,
Lisa.
Lisa.
When they hit college, like I've read Stephen Fry's autobiography because Stephen Fry is Stephen Fry and he's amazing
Yep.
and it should be read. He goes to
He narrated Pokemon Go just trailer this week, eh?
oh my god.
Really?
Yeah, I'll have to show that.
But he goes to Oxford. I don't want to get that wrong. It's one of those two major
Those
ones.
big
yeah.
ones. Yeah.
So like Rowan Atkinson and the assorted people from Monty Python went to the one, like either Cambridge or whatever, and they went to the other one. And for them, it's no big deal. Like Oxford to them is you go.
it's pretty still.
But there, they have you explore so much different stuff and do things. A guy who was never going into theater ends up in theater, and the way they train them is obviously completely different because the shit we get out of them
Yeah.
is 8,000 times better than half the crap we get out of, like
America.
we put in how many people through these American schools of acting, and get one Alison Brie out of a class of.
Or you
They
get
stick to one.
or you get a Chris Pratt who's been living out of a van.
Right.
Next
Yeah.
role is Parks and
Who
Recs.
lucks out
Yeah.
getting some role,
Getting
and
some
you go
role.
like, cool. Whereas Stephen Fry goes from this place, him and Hugh Laurie get picked up by the BBC out of university.
Yeah.
And you go, there's the way they work over there is completely
It's completely different.
So yeah, out of university, they're doing stage shows already. They're doing this. They're
Yeah.
hitting those fringe shows and becoming those bigger people.
Yeah.
And even if we never hear of them over here, like I watch a lot of BBC and Channel 4 shows from there through the power of YouTube. But you see comedians that I've never heard of before.
Even watching something like Black Mirror.
Black Mirror.
Black Mirror is a big
Yeah.
example. Like the first 2 seasons
Or
had actors in it. I'm like, wait, that actor's from this other show that I've watched recently. But then you look at the date stamp, I'm like, oh man, this is an old show.
right? And that's even like I watch the Big Fat Quiz, which has been going on since 2001,
Long time
2002.
ago.
Like it's been a while. Simon Pegg was on the first one.
Yeah.
And you go like, he's the only person on this panel that I would have known back then. But because I watch all of this BBC television, I know all of these other actors.
What about Simon Pegg's other show, Spaced?
Sure.
Yeah, like that was a huge show for them. Even
saw that.
Oh, it's fun.
But they're a lot more free over there with their arts.
Yeah.
Oh
They're
yeah,
a lot more,
totally.
They are a lot more liberal with their arts. So
Hence shows like Spaced or Black Mirror.
you get the weird. And they kind of just let them flow, and they don't worry about seasons.
Red
They
Dwarf.
don't worry.
Red Dwarf is the big example.
Sure, it's on its
Between
13th
Infinite.
series,
Infinite.
but it's never been canceled because the BBC doesn't cancel anything.
Sherlock is another one too, where it's
Yeah.
like, when's that coming out? Never.
And
And
again-
then season 3 comes out.
Yeah.
Like
You get Benedict Cumberbatch
Yeah.
out of all of that, and it's
And,
like, where did he come from? And he's
Martin
in
Freeman. Well,
everything.
Martin
Martin
Freeman's
Freeman's-
he's been in other stuff before Sherlock. So
Yeah.
But again, like those actors from over there, yeah, it's very true. But Maggie Smith, I watched till she got on the show, and she's an absolute like.
Haley Atwell,
Yeah.
Peggy Carter was
Oh,
in
yeah.
an episode of
Yeah.
Black Mirror,
But
way before she was in Marvel.
But Maggie Smith is an absolute bitch.
Oh, yeah,
and
Maggie
she,
Smith is so
and
good.
she plays it so
Yeah.
well. And you sit there going like, I remember her from Hook, playing like the
Oh,
grand.
Oh my God, you're right!
Oh yeah,
That's
Yeah.
right.
Wendy.
She was old
That's
Wendy.
She was
right.
old Wendy, and
She looked older than that than she does in McGonagall.
Yeah.
As McGonagall. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh.
But that's what I
This
mean.
is
Like
weird.
she plays that role, and then she plays that, and then McGonagall is the strict school teacher, and you're like, yeah.
She's
And then you
honestly
get-
one of the best parts of all
and
those
then you
Harry
get-
Potter
Oh,
films.
yeah.
so
I
good.
love
And then you
it.
get her as this matriarch character of this British family, and she is an absolute wench, and you're just like, you are fantastic. I
love
her
you.
so
Her
much
range is-
more.
These
Oh,
British
it's
people's
so
range
amazing.
is so good.
They do. They have way more range. Again, it's you get
Keira Knightley. Keira Knightley. Range.
range. You get, again, Chris Pratt. As much as I love him,
He's
he's
kind
a
of
one-note dude.
He's very stereotypical.
Yeah.
One-note dude.
Which is fine. He plays the note very
Yeah.
well.
Sure.
But like, I think Will Smith is kind of like a guy who's shown that they can change.
Will Smith
Like
to
he's,
me.
he's going with more drama-y now.
Lately, yeah. And then
Like that Concussion movie, he did a really great job.
Sure. I refuse to watch a movie about concussions. They happen. I
Oh,
get that.
it's such a good movie.
The NFL tried to sue him over that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
They don't actually happen. I'm not sure if you knew this, but concussions are a myth. There's an MMA fighter. Oh no, that's what it was. As we continue on talking about random crap, but Usain Bolt
yeah.
was offered a contract with the NFL
really
ages ago as a receiver. They wanted to sign him up as a receiver
Yeah.
because again,
Yeah.
you're the
he's
fastest man
fast.
alive.
Yeah.
Kind of, that would be a really
He
good
could
get.
he could race the football there
Yeah.
and catch it. So as long as you can teach him how to catch, you're good.
Yeah.
And he said he wouldn't play because of all the head injuries that all of these NFL people sustain. And they're like, well, no. People, what? No.
Have you received a head injury recently then? Because they get knocked around pretty hard.
Yeah.
Oh, the NFL refuses to admit that football is a dangerous sport in that way, shape, or form.
See, I think that,
The NHL
We're gonna
takes,
find out tomorrow.
Yeah. Well.
the NHL takes at least. People are still upset by the steps they take, but if someone takes any kind of hit to the head at this point now, the
Yeah.
player's not even allowed back on the ice.
Yeah.
And that's fair.
And you
that's
sit
the
there
right-
going like, and you sit there and you have the player after like, I get why they pulled me off. I still don't think like I came off the ice going I'm completely fine, but they have to go through all these checks just.
It's a
to make
safe.
sure
It's a
that-
liability
yeah.
thing. That's a very.
And
big-
it's a check to make sure that because it is. There's some serious stuff in sports where people.
Well, I
are,
mean, look at
Yeah.
soccer.
mental
Soccer's
handicap.
worse for that. Like soccer's acting at
Yeah.
this point.
Oh, soccer's.
People are
It's
dying
acting.
left, right, and center on a soccer
Yeah,
field.
that's right. Ah, he tripped me, you
And
fellas.
miracles happen all the time.
All the time. That broken leg just.
The
fixed.
just-
That
Yes.
amazing spray.
Yeah, that ref just picks the guy up and he stands up afterwards.
Some guy runs over. I'm gonna spray some little air on you. Oh, perfect.
See, and then I was talking about this in my class the other day. The national sport of Canada is
Pokemon.
Curling.
no. You can play it with. Okay, so you have to go back
Connect 4.
way ago. If you had some sticks and you made yourself a
Bring
ball.
it.
Yes, lacrosse.
Oh.
So that is our national sport.
That is our
Canada's
national sport? Oh, okay.
So my kids are like, "What's lacrosse?" Good question. So
Lacrosse
we
is
watched. We
archer.
watched. We watched a lacrosse match, like or part of it. Like I put it on YouTube because they're on YouTube. If you ever want to watch lacrosse, it is brutal.
Lacrosse is very,
Very
very
vicious.
brutal.
And the kids are like, penalty, because they're used to watching hockey. Like a
Oh,
guy
yeah.
hits you with a stick, slashing.
Yeah.
You know, automatic slashing. This one, a guy gets knocked down, and the guy's still like.
Lacrosse is like.
And the kids are like, "Can we play this?" And I'm like, "We could play a form of this.
You're
If
gonna
I
have
see
luck.
you hitting each other like that, we're done." But and I'm like,
Anyways.
that's a brutal sport, and I'm like, "Yeah,
a
sports are
brutal
brutal,
sport.
but at least, yeah, no one's like taking a swing at someone's face in
And so
lacrosse.
is rugby. Rugby's
Rugby's brutal.
Yeah.
brutal.
But
Ears ripping off. Anyways.
Yeah.
that's
Wow.
That's boxing.
Oh, I thought that was MMA.
No, boxing is
Boxing.
eating people's
Oh,
ears
sorry,
off.
right.
Yeah, they couldn't find it afterwards.
Anyways.
Okay. But yeah, that's sort of what I've been up to. Those two things.
Cool.
Cool.
And then just getting my decks ready for Ultra Prism. Getting those
Yeah.
the new training card game set.
Nice.
I managed to pull like almost $150 worth of cards in my box and a half. So I'm like,
Nice.
okay. So sure. Yeah. Other than that, that's me.
Excellent.
Excellent. Yes.
HD to own for under $8.
So cool.
Cool.
All right, so thanks for joining us today
Thank you.
on this Barrel Roll Post.
If you live in Edmonton, drive safe.
Yeah, it's not
Snowy
great.
out there.
We've had
It's
what,
winter.
like 20 centimeters of snow?
It's spring.
I don't know. I broke my snowblower out again.
I
Didn't
saw
break
that.
it.
I saw that. It looked like you.
I snowblowed.
Oh, that's a
There's-
bummer.
What? I didn't break it. I broke it out. Like
Yeah,
I
like-
had-
Oh,
yeah,
I thought
like
you meant like the snow, like the amount
You
of
actually have to
volume
use
of
it.
snow.
I actually had to use the snowblower. I usually just shovel.
Yeah, I'll have to go home and
Like
shovel.
if I have this much snow,
yeah.
Shovel.
I
So
shovel.
just push it over. You might as well.
Sometimes I'll just
you could just
sweep
use a
that.
broom for that.
Yeah.
but yeah, when it's this deep, I'm sitting out there today like. And then the guy next to us, they get people in, and the guy was putting snow into our yard from their driveway, and I'm like, so
Hello.
I adjusted the thingy, and I'm like, oh,
I'll push it back over.
I can
play this game. It's like a giant snowball fight without
adult snowball
snowballs.
fight. Rocks in
That's
it.
awesome. Yeah, with ice.
I might have broken an extension cord today. Not a very expensive one, but I might have run one over and it snapped in two.
Oh, no.
Or 3 pieces.
Or lots.
No, it was like those
At
$10
least it
cheapy
was one
ones.
like plugged in and you like electrocuted yourself or something.
It was plugged in, but it wasn't powered because it's on
Oh,
a timer. But
okay.
it's for the lights in the backyard. So
I see.
it's one of those really skinny, thin ones, and it
Oh.
was like it was the one that worked.
Brand orange extension cords.
Not even. It was like dark green, and that thin. Like I don't know how.
Must
it's
have been
even still
like
working.
those Christmas, like you
Yeah,
buy at
essentially.
Christmas to
Yeah.
just plug in.
So I
lights.
I went up to the words where it's hiding across the thing, and all of a sudden it's like snap, and all of a sudden the next piece snap, and then the other piece went forward, and I'm like,
Hola!
neat.
Keep going.
I did. I'm just like, all right, I'll pick that up on my way in.
Cool. All right.
Excellent. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
We'll be back here. Same great time, same great taste, same great place.
Next week, check us out at barrelrollnews.com for all the other stuff we do,
You
and
go.
look out for us online as we'll be streaming some stuff hopefully at some point this
Yeah,
week.
we'll do stuff.
Yeah. Brian and I won't be filming our WoW adventures
No, I don't think that would be very.
When is that
interesting
out?
until we
to
get
watch.
Moose.
When is it out?
The actual game?
Yeah.
I don't know.
September?
Oh wow.
You ask hard questions.
I think that someone said. This was
Wow,
on the
that's
internet.
far
It said
away.
September.
Well, there is a date. We don't have to guess. September 21st.
That's far
yeah.
away.
Like it's a while.
That's why, like I
Holy
said, like the quests we're doing right now.
Yeah. Okay.
It's-
You guys are just starting it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's it.
This is literally the we have beaten the big bad guy, and we've met these other races. Let's try and get them into the fold of blah blah blah
Yeah,
blah blah. When
okay.
this thing pops up, the whole point is we've pretty much beat all the bad stuff, so we're just gonna start fighting amongst each other again.
Yeah. I say we should try and get like if we do and we're not completely sick and tired of
Go
WoW,
for flight.
get the flight
Right.
at least in Legion because I'm assuming we're gonna.
I have a level 12 character.
like it'll probably be.
If you
pretty
get this
helpful.
expansion pass, you can get up to a level 110.
Yeah.
Like that.
You should be able to get to 20 for free.
Yeah, you can get to 20 for free.
I realize that.
I do
know.
not care.
I realize that. I understand your decision. I just accept it as a stupid. I do not want to play WoW.
I just
don't
figured
want
the
to do
flying
WoW.
would help us with.
I'm not a.
If we're, I don't know
know.
what the fighting is gonna be like in between.
Yeah, I don't know. Either
Yeah,
way,
anyways,
check
thanks
us
for
out.
joining me.
All that stuff.
Yes, we will be back.
Yes.
Be back.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.
Bye bye. Bye bye now.